Right, and we are back with another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We are going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackheart as,
Carrick Marsk.
we have Kronos as,
Shaksa and Rodskala.
we have Hadden as,
Torte.
we have Marcus as,
Corvus at alas.
we have Sammy as,
Gifton Grayscale.
we have Tobias as.
The dead don't speak.
Cool. And you have me, Yuri, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
Unless anybody else wants to do it. All right. So, beginning last session, we reconvened at the Sphinx Temple in the massive city that we are in. While we were at the Sphinx Temple, we slowly kind of talked about, oh, hey, who wants to go do what? Cassie and Corvus headed off together, originally sounding like they were going to go to the inn. Cassie took off pretty early into the conversation. Shaxan and Carrick said they were going to go pick up animals and carts and various other purchases that they needed to do. And Tilde said he wanted to go talk to a priestess about the Knolls and their situation. Gifton opted to go with Tilde because she felt like maybe she shouldn't be traveling around by herself, and she was trying very hard to be a good girl. So Gifton went with Torte. When we got to the Temple of Hea with Torte and Gifton, Torte found out that there was like some commotion going on upstairs, and there were a bunch of the acolytes hanging out by the stairs, kind of listening in. And Torte had access to the upper area, but it seemed like a lot of people don't. So Gifton opted to wait with the acolytes while Torte went upstairs to go find out what's going on. He witnessed an interesting scene, overheard a conversation about, we know you're hiding it, blah, 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 blah. Got to experience a interesting conversation between a Tamari angel and Lucifer, and the various priestesses that were there. After he witnessed that, he went to go speak with the priestess, and he said basically the plight of the poor gnolls that want to talk, and maybe they want bad things, maybe they're going to do bad things or whatever, but if there's hope for reparation and a healing of an old wound, maybe we should try for it, trying to be a good guy. Priestess seemed pretty satisfied with his answers, said that, when she is able, she will have somebody go talk to them, but they're kind of in the middle of an incident right now. And then Torte left. While he was doing that, a very upset and scared Turiel showed up, interrupting Gifton, getting to hear a bunch of cool nursery stories that she was going to bring back for her kids, and grabbed her and kidnapped her into the desert. Meanwhile, across town, Carrick and Shaxan went and did shopping, bought an extra fennec, bought the cool dodecahedron, whatever the thing that's from Hellraiser. I don't know what the hell you call that thing. Dimension Cube, and made their various purchases. Flashing back to Corvus and Cassie, instead of going to the inn, they had veered and decided to go buy Cassie's cat. While they were doing so, 6 angels suddenly appeared from the sky and demanded Cassie go with them. Various conversation happened. Corvus tried to get Cassie to go with him and cast a death ward on her. She kind of shoved Corvus into the building and went up the side of the building. Corvus ran to the other side of the building with an empty passageway. And I say an empty passageway as in a passageway through the empty, but he opened up a passageway expecting Cassie to come running through, but she never did. So he ended up traveling through it by himself, going up to Talal's. And various sending messages ensued and panics from various different people that reached people at different times. Cassie ended up out in the desert where she stood up against the 6 angels. 3 of them decided to leave, the Illan angels. The 3 more angels stayed, and Cassie put up a valiant battle. She was stabbed many times, but she held her ground. And eventually she did die, but when she died, she took the 3 of them with her. And so ended the adventures of Cassiopeia Steelshod as she glassed a good part of the desert out there with her lightning. The party, meanwhile, was in a panic, trying to figure out what was going on. Gifton realized that Cassie died. She was out in the desert as well with the other angel. Gifton started relaying messages to the party that happened. She gets teleported back into town by Turiel, while the party's in a panic, trying to figure out, oh, hey, can we gather up to go get Cassie? But then getting the message Cassie's dead. Gifton in the alleyway saying goodbye to Turiel notices Razem is coming around looking relieved. She rushes over and talks to Razem, and then Razem seems to just be happy that Gifton's okay, and the two of them go off for the night because Gifton feels pretty bad and pretty beat up and upset, and she was still really kind of scared about going around her friends again. So she went off and got drunk with a really awesomely tall, muscular, beautiful, yes, drow woman that she loves, and got very drunk and slept with her that night, or in her bed. And then the next morning, she kind of let everybody know, hey, I'm just going to stay away and do stuff. The rest of the party started kind of getting things figured out, talking about having Tilde take the long way around. Corvus was desperately trying to look up magical ways to trap or make explosive detriments for celestial beings. He was looking for detriments and countermeasures for how to deal with angels and various celestial creatures. And he was starting to get some input from Shaxan about that. The group, I believe, mostly ended off with us kind of going with the rest of the day of Gifton's out with Razem doing her little shopping and getting a necklace, and just kind of spending the day and telling everybody, hey, I'll join up with you later, but I'm just not okay right now and kind of need some space. But they know that Gifton is okay and that Turiel and Razem kept her out of harm's way, I believe. And I think Carrick basically spent like an entire day just taking care of the animals out by himself at Talal's, which he seems very happy about because he really likes his new animals, and sometimes they're easier to deal with than all this other bullshit.
Their animal keeper.
Yes, so he's an animal keeper out there having a good time. And I think Talal said he was going to help him with doing something to regulate the animal body heats and stuff like that. So I think most people were at the inn or at Talal, and then I was still out with Razem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. Take yourself a standard inspiration.
All right, that's from the bottom, so I'm drawing one.
Bottom.
Bottom.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, the. Forgive me. I need to take a drink, Winky.
What is today's date? No, mine is 24th.
24.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we had left off with most of you gathered at Talal's. Gifton is just idly spending her day with Razem. Is there anything you'd all like to discuss together, most of you, I should say, before we start going into some of the day's passing movements?
I think we're kind of okay. I mean, it's just whether or not what day do we want to like do the cat. I think we want to play out the Cassie thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta find out where it is though first.
Well,
You gotta contact your
But
friend.
I also imagine that you might want to let this day cool down before you set out to try and find.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think honestly, what the pitch is going to be is why don't we go like a couple miles outside town, and then as a group leave from Talal, go north and do something.
What happens
so
is
we're not looking to find her. We're just looking to go out.
I'm not doing danger look for where she's at because I don't even know where that was. I don't know where I was. But I mean, I would relay that on sending stones and stuff like that. If anybody wants to like hand wave, we had that conversation. I would totally say that during this time that I witnessed it out in the desert, but I couldn't see the city and I couldn't see anything else anywhere in range of me.
It could have been anywhere.
It could have been anywhere, and I don't know where she's at. And I mean, unless one of us can scry her dead body, I don't really. And no. Would you want to try to scry her dead body?
I can't. I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have scrying? Did you want me to try? Because you know I do.
Yeah. It's you scryed, you're just going to see a desert location. You're not going to know where that is.
Yeah, that's the thing is I'm just going to see a desert location. I'm not going to know where it is. So, and if
No.
you really not scry as a cleric?
You should
I
be.
can. I don't have it prepared. I mean, I can prepare it.
Well-
but
Oh, well,
If we're going over multiple days, you can do that.
yeah.
So-
yeah, because
but
What happens with this day is this day is actually going to
we
pass.
discuss things.
Well, I'm not even sure you need to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of aftershock and waiting for things to calm a bit. I'm not entirely sure. Some of the brighter characters in the party might bring up, hey, if everything's on edge right now, and you might have certain entities in the city keeping watch out after what's happened, maybe we shouldn't be casting a whole lot of magic.
Spells. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you essentially spend the rest of the evening, for most of you, in quite little coping moments. Whether it's working through things, chatting idly, the evening passes by before you're even really aware that it's over. Gifton, you spend the rest of the day with Rezem and end up in a surprising conversation with them, where some revelations come to light, as you discovered.
Yep.
And then you end up spending the night with Rezem. The morning rolls round. Gifton, you awake in bed with Rezem, her arms wrapped gently around you, seemingly still sleeping herself. Things feel strange. There's a feeling of being watched.
I am going to slowly get myself out of bed and make sure to not disturb Rezem too much. And make sure I pull on whatever clothes and kind of glance around and go, what's there?
You receive no response.
I know you're there.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I will totally lie saying I know you're there. Okay. Perception check. Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
I know they're there.
You don't quite see movement so much as you see what seems like to be a shimmer in the air that seems to move away from the direction you're looking just by happenstance. And you feel that slight disturbance in the air, that movement, that little gust. And then you hear a sort of mumbling back in the bed as Rezem slowly sits up, rubbing her eyes. What's up?
Nothing. It's fine.
She just sort
I
of
think-
scratches her cheek, looking at you.
Just the wind, I think.
Wind?
Yeah.
And then you see her sort of squinting a bit, and just then sort of flops her head back down and just goes, it's just Rick Beale.
Okay, that's what I thought that was, but you know, sneaky little bastard, Nicky.
And there's a familiar little flame ball that comes into view as his little cloak drops.
Aw, Ricky, what are you scared of me?
There's a very silent stare of this
Doesn't
fireball.
It's okay, you can talk.
You see the ball sort of slowly turn as if to look over at Rezem,
Does it hurt her ears?
and then he turns back to you, and then there's a slight bob.
Oh, I am sorry, Ricky.
When you know who's not in control, can't really. She just sort of flicks one of her ears a bit. Right. I suppose that means there is a little bit of business to do, though. And she'll
Yes, I feel like that means I should go.
not for long. I do hope.
Uh.
Give me the morning, and I'll see you back here for lunch.
Sure. I should probably check in with my friends and make sure everything is okay, and I'll stop by, and I'll be by. I'll be by when I can.
And she gets up and comes over to you and sort of wraps her arms around you and gives you a gentle little kiss. Just go, make sure you do come back.
I will. I will come back. Trust me. It will be fine. All right. Vicky, don't cause too much trouble. I know you. You are so sneaky.
Rickville looks like a flaming ball of incredulity.
I'm joking with you, Ricky. I know you're a good boy.
Can fire look quizzical? Perhaps.
Can flicker quizzically.
The rest of you, who stayed at Tlo's and who went back to the inn?
I said to us, I've got animals.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shax would have unintentionally stayed at Tall's, basically been throwing himself into working on something and just not really noticed the time.
Yeah. Well, in that case, if most of you are staying there,
Or something like that.
you get put up a little awkwardly for the night. He just brings out some blankets and so on, or for the day, I should say. And then you're awakened in the morning of night by him in the early evening by basically him just coming through his own home. And he seems to be trying to be quiet as if not to disturb people, but most of you are adventurers. You're used to trying to listen out for quiet noises, unfamiliar environment. You wake up to it. Telde, of course, strange experience sleeping again.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go. Hello, my friends. Did you sleep well?
Yes.
Shax will basically lift his face off the book he'd fallen face first into his sleep and just go, what?
Perhaps I should. I don't have enough plates to make everyone something to eat, but if you're willing to share,
we can get food if you need. So we don't want to impose more than we already have.
this is no imposition. It is fine. Just help yourself and perhaps the pens. And he actually starts rummaging around his kitchen and starting to prepare breakfast. Corvus, you said you wanted to stay awake?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and just give me a con save.
Okay.
The good old fight exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, Corvus, take a level of exhaustion.
All right.
Yeah, Corvus, you're awake all night and you are feeling it.
Corvus in the tavern, because that's where he would have went. Is just scrawled parchments of paper all over the place with different machinations of runes. He's devising the glyphs of warning, not knowing its limitations.
To
He's
clarify,
not casting.
you're in your
He's
room,
not. I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not casting. He's making the plans for them.
Through the Saharan morning, because I'm not going to remember to say evening. You all sort of get yourselves awakened, get yourselves dressed and ready, getting your head on out from Razem's.
I mysteriously forget my grapple hook. It's weird.
That's so strange.
I, at one point, touch it on the table and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I get just kind of nod to myself and walk away.
Nice. Okay. And someone contacts someone else through Sending Stone is strange. And you all sort of gradually decide that, hey, perhaps we should meet up just to... You gotta talk about Cass. You go.
We're gonna meet at Talal's, I guess.
Talal's
Yeah,
probably the
there's
easiest
the
point.
least amount of people out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to go check the critters when we wake up. By the way, to make sure DAs are set and everything.
The hot sun kept the ones that needed to be kept warm, nice and warm. You probably had to wake up once through in the night to chill the others. Yes, they are doing okay.
When I did that, I probably would have moved them so they were making sure they were staying in the shade too to help keep it down some.
Eventually, you are all gathered together at Talal's.
Gifton kind of starts walking up towards the group and looks down a bit and starts to tremble. And she's just gonna kind of suddenly rush forward towards Corvus and Carrick and try to give a very sharp hug.
Carrick's gonna hug back.
Corvus, well, he doesn't have red eyes because he has his black orbs in his face, but also, well,
bags under his eyes.
Bags under his eyes. Ugar, normal pupils, I guess. But yeah, he's sort of head in his hand when you rush him as you. It's all right.
I'm sorry I stayed away. I was just trying to make sure. I didn't want to be followed, and I needed to be sure,
Regardless, as well, each person has a different way of going through this.
I know that the angel I was friends with, she came to rescue me. She was worried I was dying. And she said that somebody said that word that, should not be said.
We are not saying it. Corvus is looking at everyone. We are not saying that word, and we're not saying that to anyone in this place.
She said that nobody here should know that word at all. Nobody other than angels. And that somebody said it. And that word got used, and that is why they were hunting. But nobody here should have known about that word.
Only we knew.
I did not say it.
I have a suspicion that
it is an easy thing to figure out. And Shax will turn and go, Doubleday, did you say the word?
Yeah.
I did not. I have mostly been listening.
Shax will nod and go, Carrick, did you say the word?
No, I've been dealing with as the alarm goes off as the
Meow,
fittings go
meow,
off. That.
And then Shax will turn to Gift and Corvus and go, and you two did not say the word, and I know I did not because I've been with Carrick the whole time.
Then it is possible maybe when Cassie was at the temple she said it.
We don't know what she said when she went to go do her training. She could have said something. She could have told her, the priestess.
She could have been asking if there were others like her.
Yes, it could have been any number of situations.
Anything like that, because it seems very strange that they tracked her down so easily. But
that I have an explanation of.
There's probably some sort of a celestial alarm of that word.
Not quite. I mentioned it a little bit when you were here. After everything, Ugar, the angels can see your soul, and those souls look very different to them, and they're able to tell easily. It's from what I have read.
What I was told, they don't usually use that method to look at people here.
Yes, but if they were
something tripped them up. Which
is why Tori came and got me and told me away, because she thought that they would confuse me for what Cass was, because I am very different looking.
Yes, I could
Tari
that
didn't
was
know
what's-
about Cass, or she probably would have got her too. I was trying to not tell her things about us, so I should have told her sooner so she could have helped us.
I'm gonna give Trixie a hug.
But I don't know who I can trust, and it's hard.
Yeah, I understand.
It's the way of the world sometimes.
We trust ourselves here in this time. These people are foreign to us. We don't know their culture. We don't know their customs. We don't know the vernaculars.
Yes,
We should have been more careful, all of us.
I should have stayed by her side.
We shouldn't have split up so willy-nilly.
We were in groups of 2. It should have been fine. I thought we were fine, but I don't know. It is strange. But I was thinking maybe we travel a ways outside of town and we have our own little remembrance. We have to be probably careful what we say, but maybe we get away from prying eyes so we can remember her.
Yes.
Didn't Torte, you mentioned that there are dangers outside the walls. Maybe we can find a place that's not so
Maybe
unhospitable.
maybe like within a mile or something, not too far. Just someplace that we're not going to be
Torte?
an easier shot.
Why am I using that word now? Because you've actually visited the various gates and talked to people, it is particularly the northern gate that is very dangerous to head out of. The one right near Talal's pretty safe. Not guaranteed, of course. Nothing is, but...
Yes,
It appears to be safer in this area if we stay nearer here, as long as we watch out.
Then why don't we do that? We will go out and we will remember her. I have confession to make. I have been talking to Risem a bit because I got very drunk.
Talking how?
We were talking about various things, and I know a lot about her now. And she knows a bit about me, but not really enough to do anything. But I really like her. And I told her I am going away, and she wanted to come with. And I told her that, she could not, but I want her to come with. So I told her maybe if someday she is maybe not thinking anything here is what she wants, and that she has nothing else to do, she could go see the Sphinx and see if maybe she would help her find her way to me.
Corvus rubs his hands over his face.
I mean, maybe the Sphinx will turn her away, most likely, right? So, not the problem.
I mean, if anyone will know when someone is able to leave without repercussions, it will be the Sphinx.
And I was thinking maybe we invite Talal someday if you think he is all done and the Sphinx says he could. Then maybe he could come visit us, 'cause I would miss them.
I fear that taking people from their time may have bad consequences.
It's the smallest change.
Well,
10,000 years is a long time to adjust for. Even if they think they don't have anything further to do, they still have their whole lives in this time. That we are changing drastically if they decide to leave.
I don't believe
to come then. I am sorry.
I don't believe she is saying that Talal would leave, but just for a visit. I'd just be concerned that him not being able to get both directions.
Get back.
Yes.
As much as I would love to have our friend visit.
I'm sure a visit is appropriate, but We don't know if this could be repeated once we get back.
Well, yes, but if they are instructed to go and talk to the Sphinx, if anyone will have an idea about that, it will be the Sphinx.
Possibly.
If they tell them no, then they cannot. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I do not see a problem with it myself.
But, why don't we go handle this Cassie thing?
That's probably for the best.
I'm sorry, I cannot take us to where she died. I was in the desert and I couldn't see anything anywhere but just dunes. And then I saw her storm. I know that was Cassie. You don't see that violent of a storm kick up for nothing.
That is unfortunately how it goes.
I could not see her from where I was. But I could not see the city either, so I could try to scry later and we could try to find it, but unless I find like a really big cactus or something, we won't be able to get there.
And
I could get us there if I could see it, but
Well, maybe you could try to scry on.
I don't have the components to. Wait.
I pull out a silver mirror worth a lot of money because
Yeah, that.
Ethan has always prepared. I can lend this to you, my friend. I use it when I do not have a focus.
I'll see how it works with my casting.
I will lend you my mirror.
Empirically, it should be much the same.
Have we figured out how we are going to get the Sphinx string back?
We have discussed at least one possibility.
Torte stays behind.
A long way around.
Oh, but that would be very lonely for you.
if his body doesn't have a finite duration like ours.
Do you want me to stay with you?
No.
You would
You
not live
should
through the end of
be-
Gifted, I don't think.
I am Faye. I might live forever. You never know.
You are
It
in the
is
same boat
better
that he
that
is.
you do not sacrifice yourself. You have family.
I do.
And you're also carrying something.
Yes.
And it might be
is
bad
a
if
very
it...
dangerous time. Yes, you're right. You're
I was
right.
just saying I was mostly saying if it ends up coming out in the past, that might be a problem.
You're right. It is smart. I don't know how long this is going to take anyway.
Hopefully it
Out of-
doesn't take 10,000 years.
Out of character to the GM, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed the key mine button, but I know we all know I have it. What was the exact thing that Talal said that would unravel?
Thread of
String from the
time.
Sphinx, thread
The
of
thread
time.
of time.
Yeah, no. What did he say? What he was told would cause it to actually do
Taking
Going
it back
back into
into
the
the Sphinx Temple.
Okay.
They can take it out, but they can't bring it back in.
Yeah, it separates it from
He
the time
specified
stream,
that the
comes
Sphinx
back
had to come out of the temple to give it to him.
in.
I wonder if it is specifically the Sphinx you get it from this temple, or if it is in general.
I do know
The
that
feeling it is any.
I talked to the Dreamer about it because they mentioned that we know you're really quiet, aren't you? I know that Corvus could, travel through time with his ability, and I asked if it would be safe to take the thread of time through that. But the Dreamer said that they think that it would not do well in his realm.
There is no
Because
time in that realm.
exist and it would not survive.
Yeah.
So that path does not work, unfortunately. But I did consult with him when I talked to him in the library, or her in the library. They were a female total at the time.
Interesting.
Yes, I would like to discuss that later in depth. Let us
Yes,
go do
we
this.
should.
We're early in the day, and
We are losing nightlight
Night. I am patting
Trouble.
Little Trouble. Rebel.
Give me a moment. Let me double check the eggs just to make sure, just
I
in case
will-
we're gone for
I
a
have
while.
decided to call Trouble Postingus.
One moment. Too bad. No.
I'm going to come over and I will make a bunch of ice with you and things like that.
Talal comes to the door, looking at all of you in the pit surrounding his home, and just goes, "My friends, what is your plans today?"
We are going to go mourn our friends briefly in the desert. Someplace. Would you like to come?
I feel it would be improper of me.
No more improper than I.
There is nothing improper with sharing grief and moving through it with friends. You are a
Yes.
friend.
He he sort of
You are welcome.
does that fade across with his arms, just the forearms. And you can see him sort of his thumb rubbing one of his forearms as he glances aside awkwardly. I do not do well with people grieving.
That
That's
is
fine.
understandable.
Would you mind at all keeping an eye on these? I'm going to make a lot of ice.
Of course, why don't I get started on something to help with that?
I was going to ask if you need assistance with that.
I will get started, and perhaps you would assist me when you return.
Oh, look at those cute little bugs! I love them.
Those are food.
As you go near that basket, Gifton, the strange little big-eared creatures that have been sort of swimming about come up to you and start screeching and flattening themselves down to the ground for some reason.
Are they broken?
They believe you're going to feed them.
I'm not going to feed them that. No, those are cute little buggies.
It is
That is
better
so
than
loud.
live. It is better than mice.
What?
They eat mice.
They eat many things.
They're
I
little
do.
cat dogs, then, aren't
I
you?
do have a
More or
present
less.
for you, though. And I'm guessing it's not going to be too close to. Was it the guard drake? I got it. I don't want to look it up right now. The guard drakes are the ones I believe they're cold, and the purple worms are hot.
Yep.
They're probably near the purple eggs. I lift up a small egg. A quail from here. I thought you might enjoy
Oh, that looks delicious.
bird. It is a bird when it hatches.
Most eggs are, unless they're lizards.
Looks at the 7 other eggs sitting nearby that are 2 reptiles and 2. God only knows what you define that as.
Yeah. I said most.
Yes.
So it is a little bird.
Yes,
Is it alone?
is. I only purchased the one because I wasn't sure if how well you would like to have more, and if
I am certain that when we get back to our own time, I can get some, because we have a bunch of these eggs on our camels. They were sent with us for breakfast.
well, we also they are quail, which do also from where we are from, but judging by what I saw in the market, they look very different.
Oh. Well, the poor thing. I will keep it warm.
Okay.
And now we have a Trixie with
Yeah,
eggs in her boobs.
Let's
God.
tuck that in somewhere.
Yeah. And then
Keep
you
it
get
warm.
yourself sort of gathered up,
And there's occasionally a little pat from Trouble.
and you all head for
You were
the
on the
nearby
egg.
gate.
Mhm.
The gates are actually open. The guards at them just stop you briefly and go, where are you going, Travers? Wanderer. And they give their head a little bow towards you, Day.
Nod, slight bow.
You journeying to another town, or you making a pilgrimage?
We're just
short
heading
walk.
out,
Mm.
taking a breather from the city.
Some quiet time.
We want to get a
Yes.
really good view of the stars away from all the lights.
Well, it is a pleasant night for it.
And we figured it's safer to go as a group, just in case anything happens.
Much safer. Try not to wander too far from the city. If anything happens,
We will
it's
keep
good
it
for us
in
to hear
a-
it.
We'll keep it in eyesight.
Good.
Have you seen much trouble at this gate lately?
Not specifically around here, although there are some reports of some corral off on the road, but of course we could not find them. Typical.
What is? What was that word you said? Corral.
Corral, yes.
Oh,
You know,
those are the She looks like she's trying to think of the words for it, hoping this person will fill her in.
the chameleons.
Oh yes, the sneaky ones.
Yes.
Yes, I can never say that word right. My mother always said it as kuros, and so I was very confused. Sorry.
We checked all of the rocks in their usual hiding places, but nothing. Nobody wants to bump into a lizard of that size when wandering about.
Could they have been younger ones and been in a smaller area?
Perhaps, although they do not tend to be that willing to come near the lords when they are small. But no news is good news, I suppose.
Yes. When
We'll
was
be
the
back within a few hours, if that is okay. We'll try to be quite brief.
Take all the time you'll want. It is
how
what time?
How recently were they reported?
About 3 days ago, and his buddy looks over and goes, 4 days ago.
Okay. We will keep an eye out also while we are out.
Well, have a pleasant
At a
night.
distance, of course. You also, thank you.
And you are able to head out along the road a distance from the city. After about how far out do you guys want to go?
A mile or so, too,
About a
maybe.
mile. Okay. After
Not too
a,
far.
after a shortish walk, as far as you all are concerned, you sort of depart from the roads to head out into the sand. Isn't entirely accurate here. It starts to get more sandy, but it's still a lot of rock and.
Is it kind of like the Badlands? The sandy
Yeah,
rock?
essentially. And yeah, you find yourselves basically standing in just a random spot under the night sky.
I can't make a proper bonfire probably with what we have.
Correct.
I will cast my cantrip to make fire in my hand, but let me look in my inventory and see if what I have. Don't think my arrows are something I want to burn.
Corvus starts just making a fire by hand.
With what?
Checks actually it's going to
What?
pull out
What material? Because we're in the desert.
Oh, right, we're in the desert.
Yeah, materials
my,
ain't a
my
problem.
Gifted has a fire problem.
Checks actually calmly reach in his bag, pull out the 10 torches he has in him, set them on the ground, set up in a fire thing, and then just breathe fire on it.
Yeah.
That works. Sorry, I usually cast
That is okay.
someone who always had all the wood.
Yes, she sometimes at the most inopportune moments decide to bring a tree home.
Yes, she was always packing a tree. Oh. Ethan's gonna bow her head for a moment. Shall I start?
If you wish.
Don't feel like you have to if you don't want to, but I feel like you should say some words. Cassiopeia Steelshod was a grandmaster carpenter. She was unique. She was a businesswoman who really wanted to do well in the world. And her beginnings were not easy. And sometimes I really wondered what was that drove her through her life. She was away from her family. She was separated. And I don't know if she ever really wanted those ties. She seemed to hold a grudge sometimes about it. But as time changed, so did Cassie. And she did, I think, want to be back with her mother. And she did want to try to find that family bond that she never really formed. She was the most bullheaded woman that I have ever met. And she would get her head and her feet dug in at the strangest things that she would not want to do. And the thing that she didn't want to do, I think most of all, was to feel like she relied on anybody else. She wanted to be strong for other people. But she also did not trust them enough to let them in. I wish I had been a better friend to Cassie, but I did not know how to be. Sometimes Cassie scared me very much. Sometimes I felt like Cassie was mad at everything in the world. And I did not know if really what she said was true about her love being greater than her anger. But I knew that she carried a great rage within her. And I was thankful the times it did not strike me. But I think we all have felt it at some point. When even if she did not mean it, she sometimes hurt people around her. But Cassie was not a monster. Not for what she was. Cassie was just very confused and just was trying to find her way. Cassie was a sweet person, hiding somewhere under all that fear. And I think that is what it was. Cassie was so scared of the rest of the world because she knew how easy it was for her to hurt somebody, and she did not wish to be hurt, and she did not want other people to be hurt. But she died much too young, and I am sorry that she died so far from home. Cassiopeia still shot. It will be remembered. Okay, and Gift is gonna bow her head.
Yeah, the fire crackles a bit. There's a brief pop of settling wood.
Carrick's going to summon the illusion of a wine glass and lift it up. As you said, Cass was a master craftsman, more so than she ever wanted to be a warrior. But when the time was needed, she was a warrior. And like the raging storm that she held within, sometimes she didn't strike where you hoped, but she always struck where she needed to. That storm inside her guided her through many trials. Some that we were there for, some that we weren't. But her legacy shall live on in what she made and through us. Cass, you will be missed.
I will look, Carrie.
Jax will look and calmly clear his throat, saying, I did not have the privilege of knowing her as long as the rest. She seemed very intense, very focused on what she decided her goal was. Beyond that, I cannot say. I do not feel I had the time or privilege to learn more about her. And will bow his head.
I also did not know her truly that well, but she was very passionate I remember the first time I met her, she had rushed in to try and calm storm. Ironically, she was hurt, but had attempted. And since she tried a variety of things, she was very passionate about pastries in particular. And though she was often angry, she attempted to direct that fury upon those deserving of it. At least her creation will stand the test of time. For Holmes. She will be missed.
Corvus, did you want to say anything?
Corvus stares at the fires, the torches. Can't say anything. The rest of you haven't. She was part of this group, part of this family between us all. Even Saxon and Telday. Each of you says something true. She had her faults. She had her blessings. She had her strength. She had her rage. Uncontrollable like a storm. He shakes his head. You should have trusted us more, though. Like Gifton said. I don't fault you for what you did, or blame you. You had your own plans for things. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. You did what you thought was right. Unfortunately, the result is what it is. Looks to all the others.
Then goes over and gives Corvus a hug.
We'll spend some time in silence, watching the fire burn.
Then we'll sing a sad, not really a sad song, but a song for Cassiopeia.
And after some time, the fire of the torches starts to die down, leaving only simmering embers.
I can't see shit anymore, so you're all going to have me walk back to town. Just saying.
Okay, let's get going, I guess. Bye,
Goodbye, Cass.
I don't suppose any one of you wants to be the one to tell her mother and brother when we get back.
On the plus side, it's only once.
None of us had really any action
But
with them, unfortunately.
I did, unfortunately.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
Gorus taps his nose. Lucky you.
Could we pass it on to Care and have... No. Out of character, I'm not saying.
I'm just saying that, I might want to get an elemental immunity to lightning built up beforehand.
You could,
Yes.
when we get back, you could do a sending to Care and get him to do it.
You're going to let
That's my husband.
her
and he's with my
husband
children.
I think your husband
tell
could handle it.
If you are all so afraid to do so, then I will.
I can take care of it.
We'll tell them some way or another.
We'll make sure that happens.
I think the turtle voice came off sounding a little more. Oh, you
Put
fucking
out.
people! But
Turtles always sounds exacerbated with people.
Well, if I must,
But,
right?
Fine.
As you'll discuss this, you start making your way back towards town,
Making our way downtown, walking fast.
getting greeted by the gate guards as you emerge back into the city itself. And then you find yourselves back outside the Lowell's.
yeah,
It's a little. Thank you for watching the animals.
Lowell, coming down the stairs from his home, sort of waves his hand, and goes, "It's no problem. I got started on working on the regulators as well. Shax and Carrick, if you'll not mind assisting."
Of course.
More than willing.
I squinted to where the moon is. I guess what time of day it is, or night.
Yeah,
And,
it's a little hard to gauge because it's very strange keeping track of time now and versus the way you're used to.
mhm.
It might be expected back, you think?
Is it past what would be considered early for nighttime people right now, Talal?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Suppose it is and what we're going to do here is he's going to say this is around afternoon, but what he actually uses is the Saharan word that is the equivalent of their meaning of afternoon during the night.
After night.
And that is what we are saying is happening whenever Yudi says afternoon or morning. It is the Saharan word for that equivalent time period for their sleep cycle.
Yep. I told Razem I would be back. She is wanting to spend every moment she can with me before we have to leave town. So
there's a brief moment of squinting on Charles' face and he goes, "Razem the Smith."
yes, she is beautiful. Has a beautiful eye, and I find her very attractive.
She has a thing for abs.
He's going to sort of nod his head slowly in that way, or someone that doesn't quite get the attraction, but goes, "Oh, she has brilliant work as well. The medical qualities tends to be fairly fine."
Oh, she does, huh? Yeah, she.
Do we need to acquire anything from her regarding our
I can think of many
explorations?
things I could acquire.
Mm. I don't think we need anything. I should get to know Hammer soon, but that can wait.
Actually, she's looking good. I had meant to talk to you about that. Since we still need to figure out what to do with how to work with your ingot anyways, maybe we could help fashion you a new tool.
Make a tool out of the metal, yes?
Mm-hmm. Make a hammer, and possibly if it ends up with enough extra, a chisel or something as well.
a fine idea. I suppose if we just make the end of the tool out of it, it would save some material.
That is what I was thinking, yes.
Let's get these calculators done, and then perhaps we can get started on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Also, I do not know if you are interested in this at all, any of you, but apparently they do lovely plays in town, and there are performances and amazing dancers that do show off a lot of skin. It is quite attractive.
Well, I saw a marvelous play. I do not know if it's still running, but if it is, perhaps you would like to check it out.
Which one is it?
It's 101 Phoenix.
101 Phoenix.
You just see Carrick suddenly turn and look
That
interested.
sounds like a lot of
I
noise.
don't believe that he's seen that play.
It is a grand
because
play.
He can still hear us.
The goddess's blessing created quite a bounty, but then an evil person wants to take the children. Fine work. Quite fun.
Oh, that sounds very fun. Maybe I will check it out. Razem has been taking me to see plays, so we've been enjoying that.
I admit I'm more partial to musicals myself.
Oh, I have heard of those. I would love to experience one.
Do give her my regards. It's not a. Actually, don't. I don't. People tend to go. I must catch up. After that, no.
Should I tell her that you send friendly greetings at a safe distance?
Do you think she'd understand?
I can make her understand.
Then yes, do tell her that. Kind regards.
Kind
That's all.
regards at the social distance.
Yes.
Yes, I will, because I am certain that you have kind feelings for her, but you are just, a little nervous when you get close to people. It's fine.
And he smiles awkwardly and nods before just sort of heading back upstairs. And but I'll have a pleasant day.
Bye, hello.
Goodbye. Thursday, what will you be doing?
I
12 day, he
seek
says.
to- I seek to learn more about your people. To many various peoples here.
Well, if you ever want me to tell you about our people, I'd be more than happy to.
If you have time, I know you are quite busy.
What's working on this stuff, I could do that in my sleep. I can speak and work.
I do not recommend doing so in your sleep.
No, not quite literally, but figuratively.
I'd actually read some interesting reports of someone who used magic to attempt that. It did not turn out well.
I mean, I carved pretty well in my sleep. There was extra reason.
That's a different topic, Carrick. Not.
Also, Jax will turn briefly to Gift and go. Also, Trixie, if you're interested, I believe when we are back, if we can find the piano, I might be able to play a couple of these songs. I should know a couple by heart.
What is that piano?
Oh, come on.
Yes, what is a piano?
Nothing you need to worry about currently.
There's so much of that, and he actually just headed inside.
You actually know that guy. I'm sorry.
I'm assuming it is a musical instrument. Hey, Talal, I'm going to say something that may be a little rude.
What?
Did
you call?
Yes, I called you Talal. I'm gonna go up to Talal. That will get too close. Talal.
Yes?
I know that, this might be wrong to say, but if a Sphinx ever let you, I would love it if you would visit.
Oh, that would be a grand experience.
It would be nice, but only if they would let you, okay?
Here they are very fickle about letting people go and return, but
Yes,
maybe one day.
Maybe when you are very old.
When I am about to die, you mean?
Well, hopefully not that bad. But, after you've had a good long time here and maybe you've done everything you need to do. You can check in with them and see if
When
they
your
can
influence is completed.
Yes,
It's your meaning.
because it would be nice to share some of these things and not have to hold them back from you and show you things.
That would be nice.
You've shown us so much of your beautiful land, and I thank you for it. It is wonderful.
Yeah, he smiles softly and sort of just bows his head.
And I will bow respectfully because I know he doesn't like to be touched.
Mhm.
And I go, I will come back and visit. I know I am not around this much, but I am certain everybody else is crowding you a bit with all this needing things.
This is quite a crowd, but you're not unwelcome. I hope you understand.
I know, but I am also the troublemaker in the group, so it is good I stay away a bit.
I'll accompany you back to town, Trixie.
You sure?
Yes.
No, you want to walk me all the way to my girlfriend's house? Eyebrow waggle?
He wants to chaperone.
I can tell you, it is not uncommon for Faye to take multiple partners.
That's very humorous, but this is
I've always
walking
thought
back
you were
with
very
you.
attractive, but you know.
Thank you. Here, take
I'll
the
take your
mirror.
Just not tall enough.
I'm before you.
Hey, listen,
Anyway.
he and I are in the same situation. We are both very tall for our races. We are just being mistyped cast right now. Right, Corvus?
Ulgar, yes.
But we're tall, so we can say our names.
Anyway, take the mirror.
I gave you the mirror.
I don't. No.
No, here, you borrowed this. I also have many reagents. I bought up everything I needed for any of my spells. So if there's any of your spells you need to cast, you let me know. I have lots of backup. I was prepared.
Okay. So you Trixie starts heading back towards Razem's, of Corvus tagging along.
It's funny because it's actually on the way to Lol's, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Was not that far.
How far are you tagging along, Corvus? Did you want to split off at some point, or?
I will go to where they are, so
Okay.
I know where she is.
Okay.
And then are you going to try and get your way into her place as well and just be the awkward third wheel?
No.
Telde, were you going to stay with Talal and hear him talk, or are you going to head off into town?
Evidently, he's willing to talk at that moment, so strike when the anvil is warm.
Strike when the bread is ready.
What?
Wait, sliced? What kind of sorcery is this?
We must tear the bread. What are you talking about?
You tear the bread. You don't
Okay.
slice it.
And
What is it? Some sort of animal?
So Shaxton and Carrick, he will enroll you in helping finish off these things that he calls regulators. Looks like they are basic magical devices that just regulate temperature within a sort of 5-meter radius of themselves.
Okay.
Not overly powerful, but more than enough for your purposes. And yes, Telde, he seems to try and keep you engaged in conversation, and he seems to struggle to figure out what he wants to tell you. But he just seems very happy to be talking to you.
I will ask him what drew him to what he does, the creation, what interests him about it, how did he start learning?
And he just sort of goes, well, I've always been distracted by how things work. Since I was a young boy, I always wondered how the birds flew, or how the water flowed the way it does. Everything. I wanted to know everything, and when I was tested and found that I had the magical abilities, I was curious about those as well, and how they would interact with things, and it just, it blossomed into all of this, and just gestures vaguely around his, what shop and the frankly erratic array of devices, the alchemical, smithing, just about everything in little bits and pieces.
Mhm.
And when I saw how good it could be for people, it seemed too important to not do. And to be fair, it is also a good excuse to why I don't go out, I'm busy with my work. The other Dalal do not quite understand. An excuse is handy. And,
So I'll just ask more questions
Yep.
about his process, how he.
yeah, and
thought
he'll
about
happily
things.
talk to you about all of this. Gifton and Corvus, you arrive at Rezem's.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Gifton's AFK.
Oh no, Gifton's
Temporarily.
AFK.
No.
Oh no!
Oh
Oh no, Mr. Bill.
This is a tragic turn of events.
Force Carrick and Shax to do things.
Carrick and Shax, we're gonna see if you can improve these devices. Give me
Okay.
rolls.
no. Roll a die. Do something. Talk.
Any in particular?
Yes.
Just straight intelligence or
Yes.
Arcane, nature.
Choose your most relevant item.
they're magical,
Item?
right?
Yes, they are magical
When you say
devices.
item, do you mean toolkit or
Yes.
skill?
Toolkit.
Okay.
If you don't have one that you think's relevant, just do straight intelligence. Oh, thank God she's back.
I don't think jewelers will work, so yeah, just straight.
Sorry.
There you go. I got you some rolls.
I keep
Okay,
forgetting
marvelous.
it
They're
was
very
two.
nicely done. Yes,
24 on that.
Carrick and Shaxton, very nice rolls. They come out awesome. Gifton and Corvus. You find yourselves walking down the street towards Resem's. You can actually see it from here, Gifton.
I can see it. It's right there. That is the smithy. That's a really good bar, not too far that way. They serve a very potent drink. You might like it. But I don't want you going drinking by yourself, okay?
No.
You want to come in and say hi?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
on the way though,
Mhm.
Corvus will talk to Gifton when this is all said and done, and we get back.
Mhm.
There are things that need to be discussed. Things very important to the continuation of this group regarding everything that is happening. I may ask thanks. And I don't want you to take it the wrong way.
I'll give you a very quizzical look. And then she's going to reach in her bag, dig deep, and she's going to pull something that's wrapped out and offer it to you. It's long.
What is this?
You asked for this once.
Right, yeah. I did, didn't I?
Yes, and I was very scared because I was going through a lot at the time. And all I could think about was how worried I was for my babies.
It's understandable. It is.
Thinking it's not fair that I am the only one with it. You study it, maybe try not to break it.
I would hope that I don't break anything. It's my intention to...
I trust you, Olga, because I don't think you are anything other than my good friend who would not bring me harm. Okay? So I am trusting you with this. You take your time to study and figure it out, okay? And we will find a way. We are going to find a way to keep all of our people safe. Okay?
That's what I only strive to do.
I know. You know I do the same.
And as they approach, he sees the building. You have fun.
You
I
don't want to
won't.
come say hi? Come on.
It's not who we think it is it?
So she told me a very interesting story. You see, her father came from a faraway land, and her mother regarded them as a beautiful angel who had come down from the heavens to love her. And I can tell you, my dear sweetie is her own person.
I only wanted to see it so in case something were to happen, I could get you. That's all.
It is not an it. It is a friend.
Mm.
It's my friend.
No. To get if some
Oh, you mean the building? I thought you were talking
the
about
building,
them.
yes.
Oh,
the
okay.
building.
Oh,
the
I thought you-
location.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, she is very nice. You met her. She's very nice.
Yes, I trust you on that. But
Come on. I take your hand. Come on.
no.
Come on. You don't get to come all this way and then not say hi.
Fine.
Knock on the door.
Thank you though, Gifton. He says that quietly.
The door opens up and there's Rosem smiling brightly. She goes, "Gift. Who's this?
This is my friend Ulgar.
I saw you.
Yes.
Greetings, hello. She's been going on non-stop about you, so.
Well, I cannot blame her. But,
She's so tall and beautiful.
did you want to bring him along?
No, I
he
do
just
not
wanted
want
to
to
He's just being
interfere.
a very good friend and making sure I am not getting into any trouble on the way here.
This is very
Yes.
nice of you. And of course, I am a very nice person and would not object to you bringing a friend along.
No.
Inside.
Even though it's a... Go on then. Even though I may have had plans that did not involve another person.
27.
She seems sincere.
All right. I was just wanting to meet you more directly than in passing. That was all. You two have fun, whatever you do.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Mhm.
And she sort of just reaches a hand out to you.
She'll shake. He'll shake. And Trixie, I will be at the library if anything comes up.
All right, but make sure to rest your eyes. You are taxing them, I think.
Turns and walks. Have fun.
You know me. Can't keep me from a good time.
I would hope not. And she's actually just going to sort of pull you in. It's very nice that your friends are so concerned for you.
We have gone through some hard times together, and there are times I would not probably be here if not for him. And same for him, you know. I am so fierce.
You are the fiercest, and he cannot stop a big, fierce, muscly drow from kidnapping you and taking you out.
Yes, cannot. Oh, before I forget, Talal sends kind regards.
Talal?
Yes, I spoke with Talal today, and they sent kind regards because I told them I was coming over here, and they.
Yeah, I've not seen him in a few years. Perhaps I should check up on him.
No, you should not.
No?
No, he is a very shy person. People coming around makes him uneasy.
Well, he just needs to meet the right person.
He does, but it really bothers him having lots of people around, and social interactions make him feel very inadequate. It is very hard for him. He is lonely, but it is also complicated and stressing, I think.
Well, if he says he does not want to see me, then who am I to argue?
Talal hurts me.
Talal hurts me because it's too close to home.
Yeah.
Talal, why are you such a freaking insecure shut-in like me? Whine.
Well,
Maybe what we could do is we can find a way to send messages to him from far away.
to Talal?
Yeah.
I suppose.
And he could have communication.
You're gonna give Talal fucking, insecurity. No, you're gonna give him insecurity about phone calls.
Oh God, it's ringing!
Hey, just
It's ringing again. Who is it? I don't know. I wish there was some way I could tell what was calling me.
We're gonna find out there's a missing technology that's been lost in Zahal culture. It was originally where texting was, because Talal developed texting, but it died with the Tulian Empire went down. So all we have are sending stones. We've all been cursed with phones because of this.
But I am going to take you somewhere I think you will enjoy it immensely. They do good music. They do a very lovely form of dancing, and but frankly, the men and the women there are both wear very little.
That sounds amazing. Also, I heard something about the 101 Phoenix is supposed to be a really good play.
Oh, God, it's atrocious.
1001.
Atrocious play.
Is it trash?
Oh, it is. It is.
Is it the kind of trash that's fun to watch, or is it the kind of trash that's miserable at the end?
Oh, it might be fun to watch with a friend.
Okay.
Perhaps we will go see it.
I know that my friend Linson was very keen on it when he heard about it.
Well, for me personally, not quite enough on display, but it is fun enough. The children very much like it.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
Perhaps we could get you in cheaply.
Oh!
And she smirks.
Oh, what was that? I think I hear Olgar calling. Hi, I think I have
No,
business.
or a lady kidnapped, and she is going to wrap an arm around you and guide you out.
Okay.
And you're going to go see belly dancing.
All right, cool.
Okay, and yeah, that is how the day continues on. Olga, are you taking yourself anywhere particular after that? Going into your studies? Going to the library. Okay. Right, and you all can spend your days much as you have had planned. Gifton. Later that evening, when Razem returns back to her home with you, she's taking you out on a very long day. There was indeed, she didn't take you to see the 101 Phoenix, but she did take you to see basically what is essentially a theatre square. There was a whole lot of little small performances going on. You saw some wonderful fire tricks out there. Just lots of little acts, it seemed. And
Wonderful.
when she gets home with you, she's like, if you would give me a minute, I'm going to head down the road and get us something to eat. Why don't you settle in?
Right, I will settle in.
And she leaves you alone. It's not long after she's gone that you actually hear a rapping on her door.
I will go open the door. Hello.
And there's Turio standing there.
Uh-oh. Come in.
I'm not going to stay too long. Just
I hope not. My girlfriend's coming back.
yes, I've been trying to catch you alone today, but well,
everyone apparently is convinced that I cannot be left alone.
that's more. I couldn't find much of your friends, but yeah, and she just holds out a piece of something clearly wrapped in cloth. It was all I could find.
I will take it. What is it?
Amulet of some sort. Yeah, you open up and it is the amulet you are all wearing.
I'll frown grimly, nod. Thank you, Toriel, for returning this to us.
Yes.
Oh, hey, I handed her back her book. Thank you.
It's already.
Oh, yeah. This isn't very long.
She scowls a little bit at that. This is 20 years of observation.
Mm-hmm.
Not very long, you say?
Mm-mm. You're not as wordy as some people I've read.
She frowns at you.
I appreciate it, because you didn't pad it with a bunch of unnecessary words. You were very direct.
And she puts it back into her bag. You better believe me, I'm going to quiz you when we meet again.
Okay, I'll be extremely knowledgeable.
You better.
I'm gonna give Cody a hug.
Yeah, and she hugs you back.
Would you like to borrow my scroll?
If you're willing.
Offer my scroll to her. Because I had time for those, so.
Yeah. Right, she will take that from you and just safely tuck it into her satchel. Your friend, three of him also dead.
Oh no. I mean, she had to defend herself, but the EMR angels, they're just doing their duty. I am sorry for them.
I'm trying to rectify that in my head and doing their duty as good angels do, but that excuse makes. Oh.
It is the problem guards and soldiers face, you know? It is hard sometimes when you're trying to keep the peace or order.
Yes. Still, I'm probably going to be going back up for a short while. Shouldn't really be down here right now, but I thought you should have this back.
Thank you.
I think this might be the last time I see you for some time.
I think you are a really good friend, Turiel. So in 10,000 years, we're going to try to find each other again. Do you want us set a place, or should I just start praying to you, or how do you want to do that?
You can meet back here if you want.
Here?
Yes, we could meet here.
It might be a very crowded city then.
Don't want to go somewhere less crowded.
Yes, I think so. That continent where you found the thing you want to discuss.
Oh, certainly, we could meet there.
We could meet there. 10,000 years, we don't know what it will be like, right?
No, things will pick a shore.
How about the western shore? Meet me in the biggest city, if there's a capital or anything like that, whatever is big. Okay?
Okay, certainly.
We will meet there, and I will find you.
I mean, you won't be hiding. Perhaps I can find you.
Yes, I will.
Pray to me if need be.
I will pray to you, but we will find each other there. Okay?
And she'll actually quickly hug you again.
I'm gonna flare my wings out and give her a hug.
Have a nice night and be safe.
You too. Be safe, my friend. I will miss you.
And she smiles softly and steps back, and then she's gone. And not a few minutes later, Rezen returns carrying a few leaf-wrapped bundles.
Hey, you're back.
I've got some. You okay?
I hold out a slightly charged, melted amulet and a little bit of cloth.
Is that
Yes, my friend wanted me to have it, so she snuck in while you were gone. She didn't want to disturb us.
She smiles sadly before. Well, why don't we can eat and talk about whatever you want.
Alright. We'll go.
And it's all in for the evening. Carrick, Shaxton, you get the regulators finished up, indeed, which takes a lot of having to wake up during the middle of the night to interrupt your day away. And you and Talal will get started talking about the plans for the ingot. You won't actually get started on it tonight. Telday, did you want to hang around the whole day, or do you leave them, or?
I guess at some point,
Make your
whenever
excuse.
the stories seem to dwindle or something, or he seems to be too busy or anything along those lines, and Torte will take his leave and he will go
Explore the city some more?
Unfortunately, looks like I'm gonna have to go looking for Corvus.
Okay.
Not that it's gonna be hard, but appears to be the way I'm being pulled. So, I will try sending out a quick sending before really leaving the place.
Okay.
Just ask Corvus, where are you at the moment? Are you planning to try staying up another night?
Corvus, you get this sending about the Saharan evening.
Oh, I'm in the library, the Heian one. Don't know exactly the layout. Maybe. I'll meet you outside.
Okay, so I will head that way.
Okay, and so if you are able to meet up. You'll find yourselves outside the main Heian temple.
I do believe that you need to get yourself some sleep at some point.
I can't do a lot here, but the tomes, the scrolls, whatever they are, at least I can do something in there.
And you can continue tomorrow, but for now, rest. You will retain information better that way.
You had indeed found yourself rereading paragraphs multiple times, trying to absorb information.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He sort of just kind of pinches his lips together. It's how I deal with these kinds of things. I work through it. It's how I deal with Telday. Not Telday. It's how I dealt with Stouty as well. But your advice is sound, I suppose, for what it's worth.
If it is difficult, I will make you the offer that I will stay in your room while you tell me of Cassiopeia. If you get tired, sleep.
Aww.
You're taking this really to heart, this whole learning thing, aren't you?
It seems an important responsibility, and if these people no longer exist, perhaps someone must take up the mantle.
It's very noble of you, Torte. All right, let's go back to the town.
I can't say that I've got anything else I'm going to say in particular on the way, but
So the both of you head back to the tavern, and yeah, you can settle in for the night. whether you want to talk to Telday about things or not, that's up to you, Corvus. But either way, sleep will take you pretty soon after settling in.
He would, but
Yeah.
may not do it in this. Just I may type it out for you.
No. That's my intent.
Yeah.
But yes, you will both talk with Cassie for a while before Corvus gradually drifts off to sleep with exhaustion taking him. And you settle down yourself till day as it gets late. And then the next days are spent in work, essentially. Till day you continue going around town, finding people's stories, just learning about the people and the culture. Gifton, you spend some more lovely time with Razem. She always seems to be trying to find something to show you, something to indulge you in. She actually asks you what you want to be doing and really tries to give you the best she can.
Gifton's pretty easy right now, so.
Eyebrow waggle.
She'd even offer to help
I'm making
out
the comment.
in the smithy because she knows a little bit about doing some of that stuff for her husband.
She'll do that with you as well, and she makes a big show of, oh, you want to watch me work, do you? And and she basically performs Ghost with you, only holding your hand as she smacks a piece of metal.
Out of the rec center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice, but also that unbearable heat that Care seems to tolerate. Oh.
Mm-hmm. I'm totally not cheating and casting the spell that would make it so I'm immune to heat for a little bit. Shifty eyes.
Carrick and Jackson, you do start helping Talal with this tool. He does settle on a small working hammer and chisel. And basically you all go through the smithing process together. He's clearly not as well trained as the smiths you know, but he seems sufficient to work it, and with your help you do get a very fine product in the end. Shaxton, you want to tinker with that map?
Yeah, see if I can get it working.
Okay, go ahead and give me a tinker tool check.
Okay. Let's see, that'll do with intelligence.
19?
I will also, I'll also flash through genius to bring up to a 25.
Okay. It takes quite a little bit of work on it. There's so much for us to clear away. You finally find how to open it up, and there are definitely mechanisms inside. This isn't just pure magic. It does seem to be magic propelled device. But eventually you get it into working order, and upon activating it, you find the clear activation button. It does flicker up a map. Do you do this out of sight of Talal and such? Or are you doing it in his presence?
He doesn't want to seem like he's trying to purposely hide it, because that seems to be making Paul tired of it. So he'll be doing it in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Working out
It's also an ancient item that we found anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You popped it up, and there, for a brief moment, is a very large scale map. It looks like it is the Saharan continent, but it rapidly seems to zoom in on what you assume is your location. And you see a crudely mapped cityscape. Like, there's the suggestion of building shapes and so on, but it's not, intricate streets or such.
Mm-hmm.
And Talal actually sort of looks up from his own work and sort of comes on over and goes, "Oh, what is this?"
It is a map system that I had found, admittedly, in a market in our time.
A map of what?
Zaha.
May I?
Jax will do a polite gesture of go ahead.
He sort of examines the device, and it looks like whichever way he turns this, the projection seems to stay orientated. just on a flat plane. Doesn't move much unless he drastically moves the device. And you see him fiddle with it. Then he starts saying a few Saharan words like enhance, and so on. Until basically figures out, some in, some out. Yeah, okay, yes. Okay, this is for words. That's a very good map.
It is very interesting.
It's interesting, but is it someone's planning map? Perhaps the city is far too large, and these. That town is not the size, and these do not exist.
Honestly, I am not sure. I know it was, in our time, ancient and rusted and broken.
Maybe sometime out from it being accurate.
Here it might be out of date the other way around.
Yes. And he sort of just hands it back over to you. So it is nice to see the city get so large.
Mm-hmm.
It means we're a good future for us.
Yeah, let him have that one.
Checks will do his best not to pause on the comment, but he will nod his head.
Mm-hmm. And he sort of returns back to his work. Carrick, you head on out, yes. And you basically sample the local cuisine. It's a very good excuse, hey, picking up food for you all as you're working, and you just get to experience things, try things. You can inquire about how things are made if you want. In fact, if you want to, go ahead and give me a give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Persuasion.
That one, come on.
Yeah, you're easily able to get storekeepers to open up on how they prepare things, even if they're a little bit busy. They'll talk to you as they're serving, and you are able to learn a bunch of ancient Saharan dishes. You also find yourselves on the street that you were staying at, the tavern. Remembering the jeweler that you that requested seeing you. You head on over that way, and you get chatting with them. They seem curious about what you do. What's your work? Do you have any examples? Do you show any? Do you say you have any?
So I'm guessing they've got theirs out.
They do.
Looking at it, mine were made out of simple silver.
Mm-hmm.
So
frankly, rings haven't changed too drastically over the time.
So it looks like it's not
the settings might be a bit different. But any ornate stylings are different. But what they're made out of, yeah, it's pretty familiar. You might not want to show them any high quality metal bands you've got, just for purity and so on, or any of the alloys. But
you don't get the 5 guys just pure silver.
Yeah, but silver and gold you can get away with.
Where are my rings list? Because I actually have those. I'm just curious. I can't remember how well they're made because I'm bad at memory.
Well, you're gonna show some, though, right?
Yes, I'm gonna show. I know they're high quality. I just don't remember high quality.
I think you rolled really stupid high quality on most of them. So.
Yes, and one of them, she actually sees the pause and go, "That is a really fetching piece."
Thank you very much.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to do a little trade. Not that I will sell it on or anything, but personal.
Souvenir.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this because he's just. Wow, that made real bad.
Souvenir.
Yeah. Sure.
And for this, please take your pick any of my creations. I have made some fine bracelets, necklaces, rings.
Those are my rolls on the wings I've got with me.
Yeah, she's actually looking at the 20 right now.
The 20, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's starting to seem to catch her eye, even if you've got higher quality ones.
I'm going to look and
Sometimes
out
the
one
most
that's-
expensive ring isn't the
Or is there
prettiest one
anything
to
in
open.
particular you would like? Do you have a lady or a guy love?
I have a wife waiting back at home. Her children shall be born soon.
Oh, well, this necklace here, it is often gifted to expecting mothers. It's to commemorate a such a grand occasion.
Is it a purple crystal on it?
It is a purple crystal on it.
Nice.
It is meant to bring good fortune and further family.
I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be.
This bracelet here, it symbolizes devotion to a family and to the daughter. This ring, this gem is often, and she basically just starts going into a whole lot of little details of what certain things are. Some of them are just random creations. Others have a bit more significance in their culture.
I'm gonna make a roll because I'm gonna choose something, but I don't want to choose something that's too expensive because I don't want to do an unfair trade.
You are thinking that most things here are about equivalency, like her final creations are about equivalency in trades this ring, which is probably why she offered up anything she has.
I'm gonna actually look at I believe my wife would very much like the necklace if you would
Then please
accept the trade.
Yeah, it's a trade I'm more than happy to accept. It's good to see someone being considerate to their loved one as well.
I must always think of the family everywhere
Of
and
course.
everything you do.
And she sort of very gently picks it up and just settles it into some cloth that she wraps it around and just holds it out to you.
I will accept it, and thank you very much, and thank you for the earlier assistance with our gems also.
Well, of course, and it was nice talking to someone else that knows what they are doing.
I try to endeavor to be that got away with me. Be good at everything I do.
Hopefully, I have taught you some things. I never thought of setting like that, so I have learned something from you.
I have learned many things from you also. Thank you very much.
And she smiles and gives you quite a deep bow.
I will return the bow.
And yeah, you are able to head on back. Corvus.
Yep.
You spend your days going through your usual research. You're still wanting to work on contingencies and such.
Still want to work on contingencies, but I can't do legend lores for anything because I don't have the components.
Mhm.
So I was just trying to find tomes or knowledge in this timeline about celestial spells, rituals, or items.
Okay.
And then after that, he's just going to start poking at the shard that Gifted gave him.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of the books you find here that talk about celestials are from a very distant standpoint. Talking about other cultures have these. Occasionally, they visit. Sahaj doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge on celestials and their workings.
Okay.
But you're going to product the thing Gibson gave you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The arrow.
You can't get any. Yeah, if you can't get
might be able to
any,
get ivory strips from around town.
I don't have the money for it.
You should have the ivory strips anyways, because those don't get consumed.
Yeah, those don't get consumed, so you still have those, and I have incense, and you know it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but so
It's
but
so high. You can also
then.
probably find incense like a dime a dozen.
It's 250 gold pieces worth, though. That's,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Cough, cough.
Knowing that you can get them, do you want to do your legend lore?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
if I can spend the time to get them, that'll
Yeah,
be
let me
appropriate.
go through, and I'll take some away. How many are you doing? Because you're going to be eating out of my storage.
I'm gonna point.
I will give you enough for 2 castings, and that's fair, I think.
I'm going to bring up to the group that because of the amount of money I was given to purchase things, I am
Corvus wasn't given any of that.
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
but you know how
He's
to get a
saying that we could have handed off or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting on 1,800 gold.
Sounds
So-
A
uncomfortable.
little bit under that, but
So
I don't think we're gonna use that.
could it be using if we could have just changed things around? Could we have given Corvus money to go buy
Yes.
incense?
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So let's how many times do you want it? We're just gonna set how many times are you gonna legend lore?
2.
2?
Yeah,
You want 2 or 3? Because
We'll do 2.
Okay. I
do
will,
2. So we might take 500 gold off basically.
Yeah.
That's all they're good.
I will subtract it from my list. So
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
actually add it up.
I pre-buy for spells.
What
so I would just have
is
to
your
do
first
math.
casting in regards to?
He's going to check if this even is appropriate to do, which is going to be he's going to redo the first dragons. The
Okay,
same one that he
so
did.
you're naming the first dragons.
Yeah.
In that case, you will basically get much the same that you got the first time.
Okay.
That's-
Then,
Does it do even to the point where somebody lets it loose?
yeah, the mask individual, the tail,
No, that does not come up.
does not come up.
Yeah. So that means there is a timey-wimey there.
There is a timey-wimey.
That's good to know. We learned something.
So this, okay. And then he's just going legend lore on the Celestials. Their weaknesses there.
Well, you remember you specify a person, place, or an object.
Right.
Yeah, what you're going for would be more like religion check or arcana
Yeah.
or something. Is what you were thinking there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you wanting to do?
The only one that we know that has suffered any sort of detriment is Morgani. So you ask, how was Morgani hurt?
Well, again,
And her.
you can't do that.
Yeah, Legend Lord just lets you pick a thing and then you get story.
Pick a
about it.
thing, right.
Yeah, you don't get to pick the subject. You get to pick. Well, you get to pick the subject. The story varies. So you could pick archangels and learn about archangels, but you won't know what you'll learn. You could learn just random ass fluff, right? You could
Actually, it wouldn't work either
Yeah,
because
you-
it's a specific
be a
thing.
It
Can't-
has to be a
Yeah,
Pacific
can't name a
thing.
group.
Yeah.
I'm only there in First Dragon side for a particular reason.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah, this doesn't work then.
Yeah.
Unless it's,
well, I mean,
This-
you at least learned one thing right now that
timey-wimey would be
the
wobble.
time, well, you found out the time matters for this, and also we do know that whatever happened for somebody releasing the first dragons happened after
Right.
this point. So, what would
That
be
is too
something-
surprisingly important piece of information.
Yeah, it is. So, what would be something from the past that exists that you'd be interested in now?
The name of the the archangel that died. He told us his name.
Kushiel.
Kushiel.
Okay, you want to learn about Crucial?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Sorry.
Jesus. Alright, Crucial, what comes up is a story about the kind shepherd. It's told from the perspective of a shepherd looking after his flock, trying to keep every one of his goats safe.
Mhm.
And yet disaster keeps striking. He loses goat after goat after goat, each one paining him more and more and more, until finally he and his family have nothing. And one by one, he watches his family perish until he too dies. When he dies, he opens his eyes and he's greeted by a robed figure. And he asks them, "Why does this happen? How could you allow this to happen?" And the figure goes, "As much as I try to take care of my flock, I have to watch as one by one you perish. And basically, it's a story about Crucial that tries to humanize the angel a bit, and comparing his role in caretaking over humankind, which is a little weird for an Emorian angel. Normally, you see them in just the role of collector, but this one seems to suggest that he is watching over people constantly. And there's the implication here that he not only manages death, but their proper times, guiding them to their proper places before then. It's basically just a little fable about Crucial being a shepherd and commiserating with a poor fallen one.
Oh. So
And the big twist at the end is that the kind shepherd title of the story refers to both him and the actual shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What a twist.
Oh, what a twist. That's a twist. Okay. Assuming...
And he will spend the rest of the time with the shard.
Okay.
It's an arrow, not sure.
Arrow, yeah.
Alright, what kind of test do you want to run the shard? Or do you want to go, I don't know, can I have my intelligence carry it through?
He's going to identify it first. See
Okay.
if that even works.
It does not.
Oh, it's too bad you didn't think the legend lore, the arrow of Blackrock.
Oh yeah, legend lore that object, that'll be funny.
Okay.
Do you want to legend lore that?
Sure.
Legend lore that, find out all about Gifton's arrow. It's been in her backpack.
Right, if you're going to expend legend lore for that?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
No, would it no. Could it tell me where it's made? How it's
I'm not telling you
created?
anything unless you cast
You
it.
don't know unless you cast it.
Oh, it's gonna go
The
back
thing-
to Gifton. Gifton, one more time.
Okay, we're giving you one more charge. Take some more out of
The
the gold. Alder,
character
Derek.
go pop. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come back and you cast legend lore specifying this object.
Yep.
The spell seems to struggle. As it creates a story about this happy little arrow that arrives outside of the Sphinx's temple and has a journey through town. Listening to the ongoings on of its best friend, this short drow.
Oh no! Shut
It's a
up, Shut
sentient-
up, arrow! Shut up!
it's a
Don't betray me!
It's a sentient arrow. Ooh.
Yes, you
I don't know if
you
she is,
basically
but-
get a very, very, very basic story that doesn't even cover the events around it. Just where this arrow went through town the last few days. As you do seem to establish something Legend Lore can't do, which is track something back into the future.
Oh yeah, because it's from the future. It got made
It
in the
is,
future. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's neat.
That's why he didn't want to do it, because it's.
Yeah,
But hey,
no,
you've at
but
least established that is a rule.
I mean,
Well, we kind
I'll
of
be
established
honest,
that with the
with
first
the
dragon.
timey-wimey, yeah.
I was expecting when you cast it nothing to happen because it seems to absorb magic. So
Yeah.
No, the casting went off because that has a wooden haft on it. Yeah. Okay.
That's so funny.
Right.
I'm sorry, Purvis.
Is there anything I have missed?
I'm guessing I can just get food.
Yes.
Okay, I will. Not in game, figure out how much it's going to cost us because. it'll be more work
Shaxton,
at
you
the
also
end.
finished work on your sentry spell. You wanted to talk to Talal about his future, right?
Kronos, you have yourself reversed.
Sorry. Jax wanted to talk to him about it.
Yeah. So as he's once you finish the tool off, he's sort of looking over at them proudly and going, "That's fine work, my friend."
hmm I have something I wanted to talk to you about. It may really be hedging our bets for the future.
What?
Once you are done in your lifetime or your family's lifetime with the tool, would you be able to possibly find some way to give it a chance of ending up back in this town, somewhere where we might find it.
I suppose so. I must say, it's strange having friends that's planning so severely for, basically when you are going to pass on. Maybe if I could let's visit, but, well, I'll try and figure something out.
I would definitely appreciate it. Just in case many of our other plans fall through, give us
if all
something
else
at least.
fails and I do not find something better, I'll bury it out here by this building.
That would be much appreciated. Thank you. And I'm sorry to be talking about something so far-flung and odd.
Yes, this is strange.
It's not a normal conversation topic.
This gives me the heebie-jeebies.
You are not the only one. But sometimes there's things we have to deal with.
And today you get to talk to people. You can also go, catch little musical performance and so on.
Right.
And talk to them.
And we'll enjoy those.
Eat the music. Oh, Carrick, you want to buy a map?
Yes.
Okay, you have a hard time finding a complete map.
If I have to restrict it to a smaller area, I want to have it focus on here, but some way I can tell
what I would like
where.
you to do, I want you to give me, and this is something that I just realised can happen, and I very much love it. I want you to give me a investigation charisma check.
Investigate charisma check.
Which is to represent you asking about and so on, trying to find this.
Okay, I just had to double check what my different stats were because they were previously identical. Just because the numbers are the same. Fuck it, I'm just kidding for real. Just do a roll 20.
Okay. Very nice. Carrick.
Yes.
You get
stat bonuses for that high.
yeah. You get directed to a rather large building, and you get the feeling that you are entering the equivalent of nobility, even though they don't particularly have the concept.
This
is a wealthy district.
The wealthier area of town.
And you are able to find a map maker. They seem to be a older drow woman. Actual lines on their face. Their eyes are starting to lose some of the color in them. But they sort of look up sharply as you come in, and you're able to introduce yourself. And Garrick, you can either buy a complete map of the Saharan continent, one of a kind, for 10,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
Or you can buy an array of smaller maps that give you nearly a complete look at the continent. It's just, you'd have to, if you wanted a complete map, you'd have to work from them.
Lay them out.
Yeah. For a accumulated price of 3,000 gold pieces.
I don't think we have that much money.
Yeah, we don't have, well, I mean,
there's also haggling.
Yeah. I'm going to look at the array of maps.
Actually. This is a whole array of maps. Lots of coastal... the ones that have cities in them are the most detailed. But yes, if there's anything in particular you're looking for, you can probably find it. You just try and steal her property in your mind? Is that what you're doing?
So... Do I actually have them tagged? I do not have stuff tagged. I am proficient in forgery, calligraphers, painting. I don't have to have a completely perfect map of this.
Are you proficient in cartographer's tools?
I am not, but I know someone in the party, if I remember correctly, who is.
Yeah, I'm going to say even with the hacking that is Keen Mind, that allows you to record it, does not allow you to describe it well or draw it well without cartographers.
Okay, because that was the curiosity, was if I could get one that would be accurate enough that we could get to where we are using a modern map combined.
I'd make you roll on it.
Okay. Yeah, we can't afford those. I am going to excuse myself because I am not going to try to get someone of this expertise to cut the price, because that just seems like a bad taste. Crud.
Okay. And you didn't want to buy any individual maps of certain locations?
That was the other question I was going to ask, was can I get... You mentioned the array, and I was guessing that meant I had to purchase all of them, or I can purchase individuals.
Oh, you can purchase individuals, yes. Any prime locations you want. Go ahead and give me a roll, intelligence roll.
Blackheart?
Yes.
If you find a map with very prominent geophysical features, you can use that to georeference your map.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Location. I will also point out in 10,000 years that may not matter, especially in the desert.
But go ahead and give me an intelligence roll. Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Main thing is, whatever any of those things, do the roll.
Plus, add 1 to that because I still don't
20.
have it worked
Okay,
out
very nice.
Proficiency.
So you see here a map of Sahara, and you spot a couple of maps that are definitely between that and this coastline. Looks not exact, but just based on its location, distancing along the shore to turn to the continent and so on, looks very close to the port city that you arrived in the current day.
Okay. I'm going to start with that one, technically.
For the 5 maps that this makes up...
That's what I was going to say. So it's going to be 5 is the minimum to get from there to...
It would cost 1,000 gold pieces. Without haggling.
Yes. I need to actually math what we have real quick. Give me a second, because...
750 of it was taken from whatever you had at the beginning of the session.
Yeah.
So.
Which I apologize for these prices, but this is an immensely valuable trade in this kind of period.
No, this is huge right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how much I still have.
It also is one of those things to go. We might not need this that bad because for one, you have keen mind. So if you just stare at that map for a bit.
Well, we already discussed that.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can stare at the map for a bit, and then we can leave as much money as we can for Telday, who is staying in the past.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Now open up a bunch of bank accounts.
And what are you talking about? He's a wanderer. He don't go to pay for shit.
Yes.
Hey, eventually that wanderer shit's gonna dry up.
Yeah. Well, there's another secondary thing I'm curious about, because I don't actually... Cass kept the extra money, so yeah,
we have nothing extra, so we have literally what you have, and that's it.
Well, you also did give some to Shax.
Yeah, but that's not much. Yeah,
I didn't know how
I'm just
much
saying
he had left.
We don't have thousands. To
oh yeah, I know that. I'm just trying to figure out how much we do have, because we have other stuff, and I don't think we do. Because right now I'm only sitting on 1,022 left.
So you could afford the 5 maps.
I could, but then we'd be basically without money for anything else we need to actually get, including feed and stuff.
We have individual monies because I have some of the Sahara.
Just hearing the numbers people listed, you should be okay for everything else.
Yeah, so if you really want to get it, but I just don't go too crazy because
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do anything over this. Okay, Are you okay if this is an out-of-character question? Because I'll be honest, technically the money is not mine. It is really the party's money. What does the party think? Like, as out-of-character discussion, because...
And if you want to get it, because I mean,
I will also point one thing out.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a mystery in current Sahar as to where the old capital is.
Okay.
What with it being one of the most prominent landmarks on the continent, what with the gigantic whirling storm of dust and sand.
Yeah, so really,
It's just-
all we need
yeah.
this map for is just getting us to the Sphinx Temple.
Actually, well, we have
you
that
don't-
already.
Then we don't need it.
Do you want a
Okay.
detailed map of the city? For if you do find the city, it might not be the most current map, but it should tell you the center.
That
you
will
have-
actually answer the
Factory,
question.
so-
That's out of. Well, that was the question, is because we never were 100%
Shax's
sure. It
map.
sounded like
Shax's
this
Yeah, I
is
was
the
gonna say, we
capital.
can-
Shax's map is
Map is-
non-detailed, but it is the
Yeah.
larger city from the future.
But this
Yeah.
is the capital that we're in then.
Yes, you are in the
That was
capital of the
the
Tulian
thing
Empire.
I've never actually gotten the full-on thing of. How much would it be just for a detail of the city?
For a detailed map of the city instead of the other things, it will cost you 500 gold.
I think we can probably go without that too, because that is quite a bit, technically. That'd be half of what we have.
Maybe a third of what we have, basically.
Well, Shakshi's part of it. I don't remember how much he get for the.
He has
Cube.
500 left.
Yeah, it's one of the more
Oh,
expensive
okay.
individual maps, but
I would say if you're gonna get a map, just get that one.
Okay. Okay. We'll pick up that one because that'll at least, if when we're going through here, help at least with the
I
core.
didn't see a reason to get the continent map because as soon as we go back to the future, the continent map's not gonna mean much to us, or even much of the landscape maps.
Oh, yeah, the biggest thing was just because I didn't remember us getting a definite that we were in the capital here.
Mhm.
So that was part of why I was looking for that. Yeah, so I will add an extra 500 into my number
Okay.
I'm carrying.
you are able to purchase the city map then. After we were facing at the ultra expensive map.
Sitting here going, if I ever live in the brains going, if I ever live here, I'm going to learn how to use maps. Maps for a living.
But yes, that is how you spend your days until the day comes where Jackson, Carrick, you felt like you've learnt all you can from Talal.
It's like a pop-up arrived and said, "You've now learned."
There's a lot more we could, but not for this.
Mhm.
Because Talal, he knows all kinds of stuff, like that route.
Diamond Chivo.
I'm guessing by this point everybody else's stuff is all done
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
But
I didn't have
well,
much.
there isn't much of all done for a couple of people because Telday could spend forever wandering talking to people. I'm sure Gifton would spend longer with them if she could.
But we're done with the stuff.
But you are
that
done with the
needs
stuff
to
that
get
you need
finished.
to
Okay.
get done.
Can
Also
we do...
during the
Good.
I was gonna say also during the couple extra days, Shax was since Corvus had asked him to ask if A, he had any extra phosphorus, and B, if he wouldn't mind selling Shax some of it. He's given up to 500 GP worth in gems from actually no, I was given Corvus, how much did you give me for it?
Corvus isn't there
Corvus
right now.
died.
What?
How much did you give me to be able to give Talal for the phosphorus?
43 gold.
43 gold? Okay, I was giving 43 gold worth.
Or at the very least, you probably go around the market and get him some.
Yeah.
for his little
Yeah, you can
arrangement.
pick some up at the market.
Yeah, the market.
They're gonna do them hand it off to Corvus at some point in there. So you've got 43 gold worth now.
And what was that, Gifton?
I was gonna say, if we get to a point where we think that we're ready to go, Gifton's going to suggest that maybe for our last night in Zaha, how about we all go to one of the places together or something like that. And
Just
you know.
want to hear the central screeching of Phoenix while you
yeah,
make
let's
it with your
101
girlfriend.
Fenix, everybody! Come on, let's go.
I don't know if I kind of want to break mine, but I'm afraid to get lost. Like,
And I'm gonna bring them.
Yeah, if you like, you can all spend your last night seeing a play together.
I
Do you-
think
Sounds
that'd be a good
Do you
idea.
want to see 101 Phoenix, or do you want to see a grown-up play?
If
I
Razem
would
can
like to see a
recommend,
grown-up play.
Razem can recommend us a good one.
I wish to be able to hear the next day, so let's
They're not
watch
that
the
loud.
other
They're
play.
just
Mhm.
a lot.
Ear
We'll
piercing.
invite
Yes.
Talal as well if he wants to come, but we know he doesn't like.
I mean, 1 to 5 Phoenix, maybe not that loud. 101 of them might be a problem.
Mhm.
Okay, you all can go see a play then. It is called The First Night, and it is basically the creation story of Sahar acted out.
Oh, Night Without a K.
Yes.
It makes cute little chill noises and talks to
Yes,
trouble.
this is Haya arriving on her land for the first time and seeing how lonely it is and creating her first people and so on and so forth.
Oh, it's a beautiful play.
Yes. It is a
What
play.
was the name of it again?
The First Night.
Okay,
And I think at that play is when you'll discuss that perhaps it is time to depart.
Hmm.
In the morning. Zem sort of looks at you as you're leaving Gifton and just goes, "Oh, do you want to spend your final night with me?"
I would like that very much if you don't mind.
I would like it very much.
And I'll take her hand, give it a squeeze. Miss this a lot.
I'll miss it a lot too, but perhaps if Goddess is willing, in future we will see each other again.
Yes, there's always hope. I smile.
And you will settle in for your last night, and in the morning you awaken.
Please.
Gifton, you get a farewell with Razem, which you can tell she's trying to be so strong, so composed, but there is a bit of a wibble on her face.
Kirsten has a little bit of a wibble too.
And she embraces you tightly and goes, "When you go home, do that man of yours, yes?
I'm going to tell him how amazing
You will tell
are.
him just how amazing I am. And I look forward
He
to
will be
meeting
so
him one
jealous.
day."
You will. I know you will. I'm going to kiss her hands, and Gifton is going to take off a very special thing to her. She's taking off her necklace with the 2 leaves on it.
Oh,
And she's going to press it into Razem's hands. Now you keep this very well hidden, because I have to let somebody know that I lost my grapple hook at some point.
this is strange how that's mysteriously vanished.
It's a mysteriously missing grapple hook. I don't know what happened.
And she smiles a little bit before embracing you again.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be safe.
I will. Trust me. I have all the good people looking out for me. Especially you. But you keep extra safe. You
course.
are always hanging out with dangerous individuals. I
Yes,
think.
ruffians near the world.
Ruffians. Yes. It is a shame. They could learn so much if they just sit around and read a book. Alright. Well, I love you, Razem.
I love you as well.
And then I will go.
And she watches you leave. You can arrive at Talal's where everyone else is waking up. Talal seems to be sort of fretting about with people and seems to be trying to spend time with you again till day. And as everyone's sort of milling about getting ready, he seems to have arranged rides for you all. And there is a small posting near the Sphinx Temple. It is well, if you understand, serving people who stop there for the pilgrimage. You should
Thank
be
you so
able,
much, Talal.
you should be able to trade off the camels there if you have no need of them.
That is good. We'll do that.
Thank you.
And he looks at you, Telde, and seems to fiddle with his hands awkwardly. I told you when I first saw you, the real you, that you were the most beautiful person I'd ever seen. I don't often feel as others of my kind do, and I don't work like that. Yeah, and he fishes into his belt pouch and just pulls out a sort of very loose little bracelet that he holds out to you, Tilde. And this is something that is given to those that you like.
Slight head tilt, which is a little harder on the turtle, surprisingly.
Bit disconcerting, considering how it's like a sort of almost dead on head to neck.
Yeah. Hence why it's slight. Although, let's be honest, let's think about Telde's normal form and how easily that would actually happen.
It is,
Tilted head makes a dunk noise.
I said you do not know our culture. This is, they call it an infatuation bracelet.
Well,
The desire at first sight is not the right word for me, but maybe you understand the meaning.
That's in between the two of them.
It is an honor and privilege. Thank you.
He just smiles faintly and sort of, if you reach out for it, he quickly presses it into your hands and then sort of steps back in an awkward shuffle.
You will visit Talal again, right, Toralde?
Perhaps, yes.
Your visit, but you're returning home, no?
It is unclear, but perhaps not all.
Well,
The thread of time cannot travel through the Sphinx Temple.
you plan to stay it, then you are welcome here at any time.
Thank you.
I'm shipping you so hard right now.
Oh, poor Talal and his asexual feelings.
Feel really awkward because there's a part of me where it's just kind of so all of you are gonna die, so not sure I really want to get too attached.
Somebody can help you with maintenance for the first few thousand years, so because Drow lasts a while. And you can attest to that.
Drow should last a while.
He dies in 5 days. Oh
no.
Didn't you ever wonder how the name Talal spread around?
Yeah, I actually was thinking, man, it would be really fitting if Hatman's character goes on to talk about Talal everywhere.
Okay. And he will actually walk you out to the gates with your carriages and your camels and basically quite the stuff. Yes.
Before we go on, because this was a plan I had, and since we have some Talal after visiting through, you mentioned wanting things to remember all of us visiting.
It would be very nice.
It is not for the same reason you gave Torte the jewelry you gave him, but as a token to remember us all by, and Carrick is going to pull out actually one of his really high-end rings that he made of silver. It should not draw any attention, having seen the jewelry here. It is of things that were around now. A little token to remember us all by.
Thank you, my friend. This is a beautiful work.
Thank you.
I have something for you too, but you'll have to keep it hidden in your little lab, okay?
Of course.
I'm going to give him a little bird made of metal.
Oh.
Uh,
I thought you gave it
If you
me.
want it right here, it sings song.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
I have a box of troll flesh.
Oh.
I would have given you something else, but I
what
mysteriously
is-
lost my grapple hook somewhere in town. It's the strangest thing.
What is it? The
Yes, it is
troll?
gone missing.
No, I was kidding.
You'll cherish these.
Sorry, I don't have much to offer.
Jax will
You know,
actually
it,
Jax will actually dig in his bag and pull out his old scout insignia from Hexenreich and go, "It does not mean much in this time, but this meant the world to me at one point. Dear my friend.
Surely you wish to part with it.
It doesn't have much use in the world we are in now. The land it's from doesn't exist." And Jax will give kind of a sad smile.
There's something sad that a land that does not yet exist and will not.
Hmm.
Thank
So
you.
there's still beauty in the moment, hmm?
Yes, the moment is very important. Thank you.
Jax will bow his head politely.
this is not the end, Talal. We're all just going away for a trip. We will see each other again.
I very much hope
Oh.
so.
I will wait for words from you. smile. And
I
you will wait for words
know
from me.
why.
One of us will visit again. I'm sure of it.
Because I will wait.
And if not, we will all join together someday in the hereafter. I am certain.
Hmm.
Life is just a journey. Some of us take a little bit longer.
And
I hope yours is very long.
I hope so as well. And you can all depart. They're all waving to you from the gates of the city as you leave. Starting your journey to the Sphinx's temple.
Gifton is along the way going to take out the melted, burned, electrocuted amulet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It's not particularly melted. It's a bit scorched, but it is intact.
I'm going to take out the amulet and the bit of cloth and go, Tariel, before she had to go away, gave me this. So it was all that was left that she was able to get.
That was kind of her.
Yes, she delivered it to me. Does anybody want it, or should we give it just back to the goddess when we get through?
Give it back.
Not
Maybe keep and bury.
maybe.
Put it on and go, Ram, Cassiopeia, rawr.
Yes.
Get up here.
The statue of who she was.
See, it was all a misunderstanding. I was always.
Tilde, if you are taking the long way around, I'm going to fish into my bag and pull out a book. This is supposed to reset in 100 years.
That is an excellent point, and Jax will dig and hand his over as well.
This will help you, maybe.
So I gave mine to my nephew.
I'll also give you all of the Zaha coins that I have left. Okay?
Thank you.
How this works.
Torte, take three
Well, we can
Yeah,
probably
let's
fill that
just
out, and we'll just do
fill
that.
it
out.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just
Mhm.
but we'll make the arrangements, and I will say, handing back the sending stones that Shax had given me. Go, maybe you leave one with Tolde, so it'll be easier to find when we get back.
That is what I was intending, yes.
Carrick's
I do
only
not know
giving
how quickly things will go when we get to the Sphinx, so I figure we should.
Jax
have
will
that
actually take that moment, gather up the sending stones he had given out, and then hand one of them off to Teld.
So you all hand over various items, I think.
Yep, we're going to do that.
Which you can do in post. And yeah, you journey through the desert. It's a few days' journey to the closest Sphinx temple. The journey, strangely enough, is not particularly perilous. It's like some encounters were moved away. I would like, however, passive perceptions from the party, please.
33.
33?
22.
22?
26.
26? 26? Okay. And I would also like your...
Of 120 feet.
Yes. That is the stickler with you.
Yeah.
I would also like who has proficiency in nature?
I do.
Me.
I do.
Okay. In that case, Corvus, you might notice them, but they don't catch you like as something to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
The other three of you, though, that have the natures, you see a nest, just about 60 feet off the road from you guys. It seems to be a nest of sort of crude sticks in a sort of craggy hillside, like set up along the side of it. The eggs seem distinct, not the kind you've seen before. The thing that catches your eye, though, is nearby just seems to be some shed skin that shimmers and fades in and out.
Oh no, this is those creatures that do that cool camouflage thing. What's the name of them? Oh,
The ones that the book was made out of.
how many eggs are here?
You want to detour to look closer?
Yeah.
Okay, you detour to look closer, and who's going to scramble up the craggy hillside here?
The person with the climb speed of 40 will.
Okay, so both of you head on up. Gifton, Carrick is affectionately part of this.
I mean, I also have a fly speed of 80, so
Yeah.
either way works.
Yeah, a couple of others you might be looking at him and going, "Why are you climbing?"
I don't do it very often.
You know, I could just get up there right now. But
Okay.
I'm
I'm
going to
not
face
gonna
step up.
bother.
Fuck you.
Yeah, there you go.
So as I said,
Hold on.
dick waving contest happens.
I mean,
They both
I also
arrive
do
at
it.
top of the nest, and there are 6 eggs in this nest.
Oh, there's so many eggies.
Each about the size of a American football.
Are they warm?
They are warm.
If
It feels
I
like the
remember-
rock is keeping some of the heat from the day in.
If I remember correctly, they do not exist in our time.
It did not. Do you think we could get away with taking a couple? I would not want to take a mummy all of her babies away.
Yes, that would be.
Not like
Good
2 or
and-
3?
How many extinct animals are we bringing back?
3.
As many as possible.
So far, directly just that one.
Theoretically, this one. What do
I'm
you think? Make me take 2 eggs back and
For the
hope that
GM.
we work out okay?
Can I make a nature roll to get? Because I know reality, certain animals you can tell by temperature. The thing.
You're trying to
Can I
figure
roll
out
a
gender on
nature
eggs.
check? Because I did read up on all the animals when I was back in
Yeah,
the
both of you
library.
gave me a nature check. Gifton, you can do so with advantage.
Okay.
I think crocodiles
22.
and alligators have that.
Yes, they do.
Carrick, you're aware that there is a method, but you can't find it yourself on these. Gifton, however, yeah, you think you can distinguish between male and female.
At least I can tell there's a difference in gender.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know
tell
which
there's
one's which.
2 different kinds here.
Yep, I will take one of each. One
Actually,
to
we
carrot
should.
and go, all right, we will take this one, and then we will leave the rest for the mummy so that way she does not be sad.
I'm guessing since there
Because it is wrong to take all of the babies away.
is the nest itself relatively warm.
Yes.
Okay.
We put that with
we
the
can-
worm eggs.
Yes, we can put them with the
Worms.
yes, and make sure that they.
Because I'm assuming we can tell that this nest has been recently been to.
Yeah.
So mom's been here. So
It seems well
Um,
kept.
yep, we'll take 2 eggs and put everything back the way we can.
Marcus, if you're clicking something, it's picking up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we'll just go put the our thingies and bring them with.
Okay. What do you need to incur?
That should be high enough. I know in the case of some animals, in reality, scent of intruders mean nest go by.
Yes, that is the case with some animals.
I'm going. Is there anything I can think of to do to try to deal with that, just in case this is a critter that does, so that mom doesn't leave these eggs? Could
I'm seeing if Presty could cover this.
I was just say, I do have Presty. Gifton has Druidcraft, I believe.
That's just me make gust of air and shit like that, and animal smells. And they're temporary, so.
Pesty and then an animal smell to cover might not actually be a bad move.
Yeah, and if you do Presty to remove older, and then a animal smell thing, that's going to be something small and insignificant.
Yeah, something small and insignificant. That'll work. I'll do that.
Fennec.
I was just saying, we have.
If I can whiff the lizard skin, I could probably try to match that.
You could. Yeah, I'd allow that.
Yeah, I'll just use that. We'll use that and we'll blend it up,
Okay.
and then we'll head back out.
Did you want to take the shed skin with you now that you've looked at it?
Yeah, taking that.
Okay. Right, you picked that up as well. Big arm bundle. These things must grow significantly because the eggs do not match the size that this skin suggests.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
This is like a giant iguana monster from an old 50s movie.
It's a partial. It's not a full skin. It's just a segment. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, and you are able to get back on track with your newfound eggs. As I'm not making you fight these creatures as I was going to.
We would have just fled from them.
It probably would have. Yep. That would have been how it would have gone with this party.
I would have tried. I would have tried to attempt at making them calm before we ran away.
We would have suddenly had to hitch them to a rope and bring them through the Sphinx temples with us.
Before long, in the middle of one of the nights, you see the encroaching form of a Sphinx temple, very similar to the one you saw originally, traveling from the present.
Mm-hmm.
And you arrive outside of it. You can see a good distance from the Sphinx temple. Feels like a respectful distance from the Sphinx temple. Is a tent set up, a very large one. And by the condition of it, it looks like it's been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually lanterns hanging outside of it, and there's a few animals already drawn up outside of it, and you can just hear some mild chatter coming from inside.
That must be the ones that Talal spoke of.
Yes.
For...
Should we see if we can talk to her first, because she's going to need to come out, and then, or do we want to? We should probably drop off the animals, because if Forde is staying here, he's going to need something to get back with, right?
Yes.
I will figure it out when needed.
Huh?
All right.
You hear within your head, Torde.
Just not responding at the moment.
Okay.
There is
I think we were all waiting.
a precaution I would suggest, sir.
Allow me to handle the sale.
Of course.
You might want to use my record function, sir. It is a long time to remember them. Let them talk about themselves to you. Short message to look at every now and then.
Yes, you are right. I will need some time with each of you separately.
All right. But shall we handle the animals first?
As I said, I will take care of it.
All right. Well, we'll park them here for right now. Who do you wish to take first?
I'll just point at Carrick.
Okay.
Or not Carrick, but Carrick.
The elf futurely known as Carrick.
The boy.
The boy. Boy,
The boy.
what are you doing?
Boy.
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 I'm not
I'm the
playing Feldir
youngest.
anymore.
I'm the second youngest.
Correct. You are not the youngest.
Nope.
I forget. Am I a year or older or younger than you, Carrick?
20. Well, actually, no. We all aged a year, so actually, it'd be 24.
Shit.
50 yards to the east, sir. We should be able to sight anybody if you wish to see them without the disguises.
Yes. Do you know of any place that you've noticed?
Behind those rocks there, sir. I saw them as we were coming in.
Good. Follow me.
Yes. Okay. And Carrick will follow.
I will leave explaining what
Okay.
we're doing to you, sir. What with having no vocal cords of my own.
Once we are over there. Over there.
Over there.
Thank you for also getting that. Torte will, in fact, remove his necklace.
Carrick's gonna kind of look around just to make sure, because
We should be safe. And this will be necessary.
okay. Carrick will remove his also.
I am afraid there are concerns that I am not going to be able to remember everything over 10,000 years. And
Go ahead.
I am looking to put contingencies into place that I may at least remember something of each of you.
That is probably for the best. As I said before, I do not relish the thought of losing you. You have helped us through many things in the time we've known you.
I need you to tell me about yourself. And I will remember this.
Carrick will start going through, because Carrick may have been, in the last month or so, been writing a book about this. So I'm guessing we're not going to go individually through and actually do everything.
No, I do want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Short. Say a short little blurb, because I bet the recording can't be that long.
Yeah.
So.
You actually see one of Tilda's eyes glow. It totally makes that sort of camera flicker, and you can hear a reel going. No.
As long as there isn't like the iris adjust thing.
No,
that
but there is a
before the trigger
clear light cast from Tilda onto you.
My name is Carrick Marsk. I'm, for all intents and purposes, born and raised in Tarnstead by my mother at the tavern there. I learned to be a tavern boy and assist in cooking, cleaning, moving, everything. After our town was burned, I went on to try to survive with the others that made it through, and have since gone to become an adventurer with everybody Did I lose connection, or does someone else?
No.
Del Day.
No, that was my mouse
Our connection did a weird blink as well.
did click, although, yeah, it did.
That's
I was
fine. 'Cause it looks
clicking over to the window.
if I lost connection, I'm like, I should stop talking about this.
Mhm.
Venturing with the rest of the Tarnsteaders and, of course, yourself, Tilde and Shax, and found out that I am of draconic blood. Gained lordship of part of the area around Beacon due to our work in Parast, and have traveled with my friends and all my family.
Remind me of your family.
I have my mother and her now husband. These were the players of the true blank. Kara Marsk and my well, only person I've known as a father now, even though a short time, of Howard Miller, and my great grandmother Lynn, the amazing ancient copper dragon that has seen me through becoming what I am, and our little adventuring family.
Thank you. I will remember.
And I will remember you until we see you again, Talde.
And the
Do
light
not worry.
shuts off.
Shall not be long.
Well, hopefully, I don't think the getting to the same time. I think it will be the finding you that will take the time. Hopefully, you will be someplace easy to find.
Please make sure that you put your disguise back on, just in case. And then please send another over.
Kirishna put his amulet back on, and is it really bad? I want to do the tag off like in the freaking wrestling movies.
I'm sorry, you're supposed to use the reboot symbol whenever you're switching back and forth.
Oh, I thought you meant for getting the next person in. We're going to be anyone want to go next, or am I picking?
I can go.
Man.
Well, if you would like to go, Shax, go ahead.
Shax will nod and head over. Sam, could we say that Shax and Gifton had the conversation about the rings and got
We've
that
been
done on the
journeying
way?
for a few days. Yeah, we'll just say that we did that.
Yeah. Does that make something else I want to do easier? Shax will come over. I'm assuming I need to take this off.
Yes, it is necessary.
Yeah. He'll nod.
Unless you wish me to only remember you as this form.
No, I've got a couple ideas on what the thing that's doing it for you is, but I won't pry. And Jax will remove it, put it off to the side, and be back to himself sitting. And he will start to tell the story of himself, starting from where he first grew up and then into the war, losing his arm, research for 20 years, and then meeting the group.
Anything particularly personal you want to say?
He'll probably detail somewhat about the personal details about himself, how he's felt about some of the party. Basically, information that might help and be things to remember him on. He's not great at talking about himself, admittedly. But at the end of it, he will go, and if you allow me this, I wanted to try something. And Jax will pull out one of the platinum rings from Gifton and go, put this on.
I will
And
slowly take it. Yep.
and when you put it on, it is giving you the ability of a ring of free action. I am interested to see if you'll permit me this during the course of time. If that will stay active while we are traveling through the Sphinx, and at the very least, if it doesn't, it should give you a bit of a warning of when we are back into time and when we are able to be found again, because it will become active again.
I will commit this experiment.
I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to see you on the other side, my friend. And Jax will reach to shake Telday's arm, like arm to arm type shake.
Clasp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do that, clap his shoulder, and just go. I'm looking forward to see you again. I'm looking forward to see you on the other side, my friend. I look forward to the stories you'll be able to tell us. And give a kind of sad smile.
We'll nod.
Want me to get one of the others now?
Yes, please. Whichever you choose.
Can do. And Shax will get up, put his thing back on, be back in the lizard folk, go around the corner and tap Corvus and go, Corvus, you're up.
All right. Saw what they were doing, I suppose. Removes the amulet.
This is to ensure that you will be remembered.
A light flickers on you, Corvus.
Where were you on Saturday the 25th?
Where's Harvey?
Where are they?
Please detail all of the crimes that you have committed.
We're going to be here a while. Well,
no.
Corvus, Adalas, Tarnstead, survivor, medic, practitioner of magic. Son of Alto Adalas, and brother to Lewis, and uncle to Albrecht Adalas Thaudir. Ex-agent of the gentleman, and the most paranoid man in this party.
Wait, who said that? Oh no.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not sure how much of a man I am anymore after everything. This holds up his arm. These, his eyes. But this party is all I have left. This group. Gifton. Saxon. You, Talday. Carrick. R.G. Thal. And the people we surround ourselves with.
Do you think the sacrifice worthwhile? Do you regret it?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
The light flickers off as Corvus trails off with that second sentence.
He will put the amulet back on. You take care. We'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Gifted.
you picked last for dodgeball.
Gifted,
Yes.
you're up.
Bam! Right in the head.
Alright. I'm going to go behind the rocks. Hello, Tilde! Oh, you're looking really good. I haven't gotten to see you like this for a while. I forgot how really fucking tall you are.
Yes, it is different.
It'd be good to back to who we are someday, huh?
Yes.
What are we doing in particular? No one really told me.
I
We just keep
am-
coming behind here very mysteriously and having conversations with you.
I am.
My neighbor is playing music really loud.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah. It is like humping my house. It's crazy.
Oh, I thought that was someone like stuff cutting in and out.
No,
Like the electronics.
I mean, considering how good my sound deadening is, this is actually kind of annoying. Telde's not saying anything.
Did we lose Tilda?
I don't know.
Oh, they did explode.
Please, if the necklace and tell me about yourself, that I ensure that I remember.
All right. You're not gonna get a good look at me, but all right. I'm going to take the necklace off. Oh,
This
Sam,
is
the
this is
boulders everywhere.
this is where Talde's little ocular recorder zooms in telescopically.
You may want to pick her up, sir.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, he does not sigh because he does not breathe. But is it awkward if
It's all right. All right. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not doing freaking Trixie voice anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to drop it?
It's gone native.
Yeah, got native.
We're
I
leaving you
guess
here,
I'll just
guys.
remember you as Trixie because that's your true
So,
form now.
My
Gifton-
true form is Trixie now.
So Tilde reaches down to Gifton, and he can step onto his hand, and then the light flickers on.
Okay, so you want me to talk about myself?
Please.
All right, I'm Gifton Rockgren Greysteel. I am originally from Tarnstead. I am married to Care Greysteel. I am part of the Tarnstead trading company with all of my friends, and we are trying to save the world from destruction. We're trying to stop the first dragons from coming and killing everybody, and a lot of other really bad stuff that keeps trying to happen. We do our best to try to help, but sometimes I think we just, we kind of bungle our way through. But you're using this to remember? Is that right?
That is correct.
Then I would like you to remember Cassiopeia Steelshot. She was a very tall and beautiful centaur woman with long black hair and a red coat and bright green eyes. She was always very stern and sometimes hard to get to know. Sometimes she'd be laughing, or she would be throwing a fit like a small child and shooting lightning because she could do that, and sparks everywhere. She would stampede off into danger all the time, and she always tried to be there for her friends. She had a mother named Serendipity Steelshot, and a father, and shit, I had his name until I needed to say it. Fuck me. It's like Han? Han, yeah, Han Steelshot. And she has a little brother who is all grown up and has amazing abs. And his name is Sierra Steelshot.
And he is now a mommy brother.
She is related to a fallen angel. Of Orlan. And she is very lost and confused. I want you to remember them. And I want you to remember my family. All of my children. My brother Dadriel. My brother Raz. My brother Ricky. I want you to remember them all. In Stenhouse. These are... They are who make me me, I think. Sorry. But I just... When I think of myself, I think of all the people that matter to me. And you, Telday, and Sailor, and so many of the Horforts that come from our town, that we all get through this together, you know? I guess that's who I am. I'm just somebody who loves a lot of people. I want you to come back to us okay. Please be safe. And
do not worry. They will be okay.
I hope you and Talal can be friends still over time. Don't forget us. My cousin.
I will not forget you.
Okay. I'm gonna bow my head respectfully and I'll misty step down.
And the light flickers off.
Sorry, I got a little upset like that.
A moment behind when she's gone, sir.
And I will, we'll wait for you at the entrance to the Sphinx Temple. And I will head back.
I will be there soon.
One last one, sir. And suddenly, the lovely mirror image projection feature that you've got in your vestige activates, and you see a perfectly mirrored version of yourself.
Yes, I need to remember myself.
I'm recording, sir.
You. I. Designation Telday. You are a member of the Barrast military. Are on a mission to free the remaining members of your people. Warforged. There are those who were responsible for our creation that you must find. They appear to be working with enemies. There has been involvement with gods, including the goddess Heia. She appears to be an ally. There are numerous others. Your immediate superior you have reported to various. Recently you have been reporting to General Rizal, although there are others you likely should report to. You own lands, but it does not matter. Everything you do is for your people, or for the good. Try to do good. You may end recording.
The projection flickers off, saving all of the prior messages. Priority 1.
Will I need to shut you down in some regard over the years?
There is a chance that my own memory banks will not last, sir, but I will do the best to preserve what I can. We will do our best.
That is all we can do. Let us accomplish our objective.
You are
Put the necklace back on.
You don't want to just walk along, shiny men. And this,
It's a guy in armor, but
Telday re-emerges in his total appearance.
Hey, who are you fuckers?
You don't look like that.
No, he's forgotten everything already.
Right.
What the hell are you?
And
So we try to get hold of this week.
So,
Hello,
I guess this is it.
go on in.
right, you'll make your way into the Sphinx Temple, taking the important carts with you, I believe.
Yes, with the geese.
Roll
We're packing
initiative
them on
as we
bags
face
and
the
things like that
Sphinx.
just to carry them in. So
Yeah.
we'll start going in.
Right, it's a familiar journey. Not the exact same, the corridors aren't the same, but just the entire feel of it. Passing through differently aged areas.
Totally looking for that one jacket in case I see it again.
Uh,
For a reason.
Unfortunately, you do not come across that jacket again. You do come across something, these sort of black armored figures that appear to be in a group of 6, just slumped in various locations. Looks like they've got wounds on them, blade marks that have pierced through this black leverish armor that's almost done up in this scale motif. These appear to be drow, a couple of gnolls, a Duragar.
That's weird.
Are they all wearing black armor?
Yep, they're all wearing the same style of armor.
That's neat.
Oh, I'm going to ask real quick.
Yes.
The critters are fine coming through this, right?
They don't seem bothered.
Okay, so I want to make sure we didn't suddenly enter it and suddenly no more
They
camels.
explode.
I don't think you're taking the camels in with you, are you?
Yeah, we're dragging
yeah.
carts.
Oh, we're just gonna drive the carts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other
Honestly, at this
question,
point, we probably barely need carts. We can probably just carry the eggs.
Corvus will look them over.
There's a lot.
And what's your question, Shackton?
Eggs.
would I be able to roll a history to try and identify the armor?
Sure. It'd be difficult
I
to see,
rolled
but you can
it.
try. Yes, you can
I rolled-
roll your medicine check to see how they died or what?
No, well,
Do an autopsy.
Would
No, I
I-
just want to look them over, like, is there
But
any
I'm going to
distinguishing
drop the genius
features?
up to 34.
Okay, 34. Any
Would-
distinguishing features, you said, Corvus?
Yeah, on the armor and stuff.
Wait, so what check you wanted to do?
Like an investigation on the armor.
Okay.
Just,
Go ahead and do an investigation then.
would I also be able to do a history?
I'm not
or-
taking
Yes,
anything,
you can
I
do a
just
history
wanna
check.
look. I just want to look.
Okay. Corvus, you find just general equipment. They seem to have curved blades. You find the latches on the armor. It seems to be built as armor would be built.
No identifiers, though.
They do not seem to have any crest or anything, because that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Carrick, you do not get this. Shaxton, you have seen. You think you've seen this once, and it is in a very, very crude drawing from ancient history, vaguely related to your people of note, simply because it is Draconic Empire stuff. It is said to be from an empire that inhabited a whole lot of the world, Sahara included. It was
Yes,
one of the
concrete.
great expanses that was pushed back from many countries. Basically, rampant dragon colonization.
Mm-hmm. Trax will give a small bow of the head and midi salute before moving on.
And eventually, all of you arrive in a central chamber. Once again, that great big visage of a Heian statue in the background, a plinth atop rests a great big sphinx.
The big bushy beard.
I just say, Keela.
Hey, Keela.
And there's Akila, sort of just smiling faintly at all of you.
You remember us?
Partially.
Did oh,
Actually.
because I know we discussed this previously, and my brain doesn't want to tell me. Did we have them on before we met her?
You
last
did,
time?
but
We
you
had
also-
before we met her last
Yes.
time.
Okay. Good to see you again, Akila.
Good to see you all as well.
We had a request of you. We were hoping that you could help us with.
I've already sent you back, and the return is not really much of a request.
Well, that is good to know. That is one of the important things. But a thing that Talal's technique that we were sent back to learn about. You remember we were sent to learn about the lost technique.
She smiles softly.
It requires the use of a thread of time, and we understand that that is something only a Sphinx can grant.
One of the few things, yes.
And it would not be something we could take back through the temple. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I cannot come forward into your current time.
When the virus is willing to go the long way around, if you would grant it.
She looks at you over. Which one of you would be carrying it?
He's out. Chowday's still outside, isn't he?
I thought
No,
you came
he
in.
brought him in.
No.
He walked in. He came
I
in.
came with him.
Okay.
He had to come in because we know we had to talk to Sphinx.
Yeah.
Who would be carrying it?
It would be I.
You understand the responsibility you'd be carrying?
Only partially, but I'm sure that you could tell me more.
It is the essence of time. Think what your people could do. And she looks at you, Shaxon. If you could hold the essence of gravity in your hand, you could hold the essence of direction.
I see. Jax nods.
It's something that can bring great destruction, bring great progress. It can be used for many things. Let it fall into the wrong hands. This is not a gift given lightly.
Our alternative is to see everything destroyed. And given that's the alternative, I don't think the decision is one that is not able to be made.
As it is understood the importance
Hmm.
that you do not let it go to those that do not deserve it. She says, looking at you, Teldy.
It will be my purpose.
You will have a long trip.
Someone has to do it. Damn it, I'm falling into the wrong voice patterns.
And then I will bequeath it to you, as I have only ever done once before.
You did it before?
Once.
What did you give it to?
I think she's the one who granted it to her friend.
He said he got it from another temple because Aquila wouldn't talk to him.
Yes.
Hmm.
I did not give it to Talo. And I know my sister gave it to him only through some callous reasoning.
May I ask who you gave it to?
You may ask.
You might not answer though, right?
Of course.
Okay, that's fair.
Keela, may I ask a question that may be related to this?
Yes,
Again,
that one.
You may
Over
ask.
that
We have seen others being able to do stuff with time, but the Lady Hayat seems to drain, and the other source we have seen is not fully able to pick his exact point. It sounds the Sphinx's tunnels go exactly where it is needed. Is there a way that a mortal could not use it to travel, but to affect time? I've heard of a spell that stops time, but none other that do anything involving it, other than the slate
Are you
speeding up
asking
of one's
whether a
body.
mortal could harness this power?
Not to the extent that you all do, but to lesser extents.
It's possible.
Corvus is looking at you kind of oddly.
It would take a great magical might, but one could learn to see portents, alternate paths, brief glimmers and flickers.
Do you know where one might learn the ways of attempting to without damaging things?
One of my sisters was far better at teaching than me. And of course, my dear mother.
The lady here. Thank you. The information is very helpful.
You know, the future was in flux for a while there. The passageways
What?
shifting, moving. Existence rewriting itself. There is but one time, but sometimes there are shadows, copies that threaten to overwrite, to become what is real.
Can you tell when those changes fully take over what was already there?
Mm-hmm. Of course, because it then will be what I have known always. Because there is no guarantee that this is not one of those. But it feels as it did when you first arrived. Some minor alterations, but ultimately nothing that reality itself cannot compensate for.
So my children are okay.
The children are fine.
And looks relieved.
And the great sadness that I know that nothing major changed for my mother, for my sisters. Me.
There is still hope.
I am still dead.
But you live on in memories
Maybe I've been
and not
dead,
forgotten.
but I have resurrected angels. I will try to bring you back, Kila.
I do not know what that would do to my existence here.
I don't know either, but we can try.
And she's going to slowly get up from her altar, and she paces towards you, Gifton, which is intimidating. This is basically a usual scale of you to cat. And she just sort of looks down at you and goes, "It's okay for things to be gone sometimes. It can be
It is.
sad, but
Sometimes that is the way of the world.
Everything ends sometimes, but
and it is better than when I thought everything lost." And she's going to look at you, Tilday.
Excuse me.
You'll get to see what we went through. Perhaps you'll learn what became of my sisters. Perhaps you can tell my mother.
I will attempt to learn and remember.
And she just lowers her head a little bit. Well, then I should see you down the correct path. She looks at the group of you. Then you and I shall leave.
I asked somebody to someday maybe try to come find me again. I hope they do. I hope you will help them if they need to get there.
They may have already.
Well, you are giving me hope.
One journey through to see you all. I know it is not the two that you hoped.
She bows her head.
That tunnel there. That will take you back to your future. Your present, I suppose. I wish I could accompany you out of it. I already cemented my existence once. The final one. I can go to an earlier point. I shall exist there for a brief moment. Journey safely. Do not stray.
Goodbye, Hila. Thank you.
It has been good to know you.
Maybe we'll see you again. I don't believe in real endings.
And she looks very sad. Perhaps.
I will go over and give the Sphinx a hug, which is a really weird thing for Gifton.
I hug the foreleg.
Yep. Hug. Hug. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, Tilde. We'll see you.
Do
again.
not think of it as goodbye. Merely that we will see each other in a moment.
That is all it will be for us. A moment.
Gifton will start down the way.
Of course, will follow.
Jax will
So-
nod again at Telday and start going.
Jared will head down the hall.
Hila watches your leave before turning to look at you, Telday. Are you ready?
Yes, I suppose now works as well as any other time.
And she starts to walk back down the tunnel you came along, which widens as she moves. You can hear the sort of shifting of stonework as it seems to grow, both in a pattern and almost organically, as the blocks this temple is made of shift and move along. You see new ones appearing to widen this passageway. And as she walks with you, she just goes, "You will have some time before you need to worry about the disaster." There is something
How
I know
much?
that happened with you.
That I was involved in historical events, then.
You were always supposed to come here.
So I should not be so afraid of changing what happened.
She smiles a little bit and says, "I wouldn't quite say that, but you would be safer than most. History says that you are not a fool."
Well, that is something of a relief.
Spend some time with Talal. He will be thankful for you in the end of his days. And then do as you please. Return as the turtles do. And when the city begins to fall, you lead them to the Sphinx Temple. All that you can. Most of your kind, she says, looking down at your current form, will perish. It is not just knowledge they value, but the lives that carry it, not just their own. Small stories, small people. You will help spread that. It will hold greater importance than the bigger ones. But they will not die in vain. You will save people. Common people. Not all of them, not even a fraction, but some.
I do not know if those words are a comfort or a condemnation, but I shall attempt to do what I can.
She glances up briefly, and you can swear there are tears in her eyes. There is no comfort in the fall of all that you love. I have had to see it too many times. But it is nice to know that you will be there.
Is there anything I can do to ease your pain?
If you meet Asora in your travels, tell her I love her.
Of course.
And with that, you both step out into the night air. You can see the camels that you'd posted still there. You can hear the mild chatter from that tent not too far away. And she reaches back with one of her claws and just seems to pull something from the very centre of her tufty tail tip. This long piece of lion fur, which then shimmers, glows, and seems to condense. And it's very gingerly held down to you.
I will reverently, cautiously take it.
Good luck on your journey. I wish I could say it would be easy, but it won't be.
Well, if it was easy, probably wouldn't be worth it.
And she takes in a deep breath. Thank you for spending my last moments. Time to go outside again. And she turns and re-enters the temple.
Reach out toward her, but a little too late, I assume.
And if you want to call out, you can see her vanishing.
Try to remember her as well.
Yes, sir. Right. And your journey now. And don't stop believing. And Talday begins his long journey as the rest of you move through the passageways and re-emerge into the nighttime Sahar air. That is where we're going to end this week's session.
Me giggles.
Me giggles. Right. Next week we can introduce Toby. Yay!
Hey.
Just a fun, light-hearted episode.
Light-hearted campaign. Everyone take 3,000 XP.
I got something at the beginning of the game when I checked to make sure I didn't have a play immediately, and I feel really bad about what I got. So I'm just gonna show it on the battlefield really quick.
Ooh, shiny.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Again?
Nice.
Yeah.